Sweet. Alright, Shalom to the elect, the nation of Israel. First and foremost, we'd like to start this camp session, giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh,
Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Ruach Kodash.
Next is double honors to the elder apostles and bishops, great millstone who rule well and taught us this 100% truth. Salutations unto the 144,000 doing the work of the Lord in all truth, honor, and sincerity. Shalom to the 1/3 men, women, and children who believe in His word being taught unto them. This is GMS London forecasters. We're out here again, the highways and the byways, to preach and prophesy the downfall of our enemy Esau Edom, man. You know, Esau has overplayed his hand, and you know, he's not able to prevail. And pretty much the Heavenly Father has got him in a trick spot where he can't go back on his decisions, man. He has to stand on business. He's got to be wrong and strong all the way unto his death and destruction, man. Has anyone got any precepts?
Yeah, I got one.
Go ahead.
Get the ball rolling.
Yep.
Ecclesiastes 10 and I'll start straight to it. 16 says, "Woe to thee, O land, when thy king is a child and thy princes eat in the morning."
That's it. It tells you that in Isaiah 3 as well. Children shall be our oppressors, man. These devils are childish as hell, bro.
Yep.
What's up?
Checking if it's on.
Yeah, I'll text it already, bro. Yeah, these devils are childish as hell, bro. You know? And you see the issue is that these devils, not only are they childish, but they've got the power, the money, and the resources to implement whatever it is that wickedness that they want to implement, man. What someone called what's that? Isaiah 10 and verse 1, bro.
Yeah.
Because that's what we're dealing with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, just to add to what you're saying, a child, what does a child do? A child just wants his dummy, he wants to play. He hasn't got his priorities out of order.
Right.
Everything he wants to do is folly. Folly is sitting great
Oh,
dignity.
there you go.
As a matter of fact, hold on,
get it.
hold on, let's get that.
Let's get that.
Let's go up a little bit. 6 says, "Folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sit in low place."
That's right.
Because the child is in rulership. Everything's folly, and any time he comes over like he's serious about something, aka creating a law, there's a loophole for him.
Right.
So it's nothing really, it's nothing really of consistency.
Exactly.
Everything is just, I want my lolly now, give it to me, and if you don't give me my lolly now, or my present now, I'm gonna throw a wobbly. I'm gonna throw the toys
From
out.
my toilet at the pram. Yeah.
Go on.
You know, hey, just to back up your point, you know, it's one rule for them, and then another for us. Remember, you had Boris Johnson, what was it, 6 years ago, or 5 years ago?
Yeah.
With the whole jiggity jab thingy, right? Yeah. And, you know, you had to do the whole social distancing. Imagine, you couldn't have a certain number of people in a room. And look, just going into that C19 situation, these people are so stupid, man. You know, I was in the office, right? And what they was doing is that they was bringing up these little transparent borders, right? So that you couldn't, to separate you from the next person. But it's not like the border was going all the way up into the ceiling. So you mean to tell me that this airbound virus can't just go over the border and then travel to the next one? You know, like, you really saw the stupidity of these devils during the C19, man. And the fact that the people followed after it and believed it, man, you guys deserve death, man. Yeah. You know, you just need to be factory reset.
Another thing as well, when you actually think about the masks that they made people wear, it's that with reasoning, of course, as you breathe out, them air particles would actually still travel nevertheless. So what's actually going to stop that thing, considering it's an airborne disease? How's it going to stop it from spreading? Just a mask. Yeah.
I was wearing a mask, man. If the person to my left or to my right farted, I still smelt that shit, man. So it damn sure ain't protecting me from no C19 bullshit, man. Yeah. But the people bought it. You see?
That's true.
You got that Isaiah 10? Or no, bring up what you got. Bring up what
Just
you got,
continue from Uriah.
Yeah.
So again, Ecclesiastes 10 and 6. Folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sit in a low
and
place.
who are the rich?
Israelites.
Right.
Yeah.
We're rich in faith. We're rich in this knowledge, and really, the scriptures tell us that do you know what? I'm gonna do one better. I'm gonna go get it, bro.
Yeah.
Go on.
Just reading it again. So Ecclesiastes 10 and 6. Folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sit in a low place. That's why, entertainment, it gets people a lot of money as well. Before it's comedians.
Right.
After that, a certain phase of YouTubers. Obviously, still got them now, but then right now, the latest one is streamers now.
Right.
Everyone recording their lives, doing foolishness, because the foolishness is what make everyone laugh. And from the laughs, they get paid to do it.
Yeah. Wisdom of Solomon 6 and 20 says, therefore the desire of wisdom bringeth to a kingdom, not the desire of folly, right? And 21, the point says, if your delight be then in thrones and scepters, right? Jake want power, Jake want rulership, right? So if your delight is in thrones and scepters, it says, O ye kings of the people, honor wisdom that ye may reign forevermore. So that's what you have to do. You have to honor wisdom. You want those thrones, you want those scepters, you want that position of rulership, you want dominion over other nations, right? You want to have that power, that authority. Well, then guess what you have to do, bro? You have to honor wisdom, right? But what Jake do is they're looking for the fast route.
True.
But I want to say it, they're looking for the fast route, you know?
I didn't even know there was a difference.
Yeah, they say just like, we've got the route
words.
at home, they say router.
Oh yeah.
Router.
True.
All right, but Jake want a fast track, bro. But listen, man, one thing I learned in life, man, anything that comes easy don't last, bro. And nothing worth having comes easy. That's why the scripture saying in Acts 14 and 22. In fact, let's get that bubble shot. All right,
Acts 14 and 22.
bubble shot. Because we know, bro, we put our lives on the line for this, bro. The disciples asked you, how was I? What we gonna receive, bro? We done sacrificed our lives, our kids, our families. What we gonna receive, bro? We're gonna receive the kingdom. That's what's promised unto us. That's the only reason why we don't mind looking crazy. You know? Because we understand that we're fighting for a perpetual blessing, bro. I was watching Elder Yashra Wamba's camp last night, and look, bro, we emphasize the fact that these people are losing. They're trying to look at us like we're bugged out. Oh, what are those niggas doing over there? You're losing. Your kingdom's going down, bro. Fuck you talking about? Go ahead.
Yeah, Acts 14 and 22. It says, confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith. And
what does it mean to exhort? To encourage.
Yeah.
You was going into that in I can't remember if it was the video you did this morning, the video you did with Ariar. But one of them, you was talking about exhorting, man. And when we come out on the highways and the byways, when we do these sit downs, when we do, what we're doing is we're exhorting. It's just like before the army goes to war, what does the captain or the general do?
The speech.
That speech of what? Yeah. Exhortation.
True.
So that to get them in the spirit, like, do you know what?
Spartans.
Right, I'm fighting for a good cause, and if I have to die for it, fine.
Yeah.
These people don't have that spirit, bro. These people's spirit is, if I have to die, fuck it, I'm gonna take the chip. And you still gonna die.
It is. It's the weakness of today's time.
It's the flesh.
That's how it is. So yeah, it says Acts 14 and 22, confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we must, through much tribulation, enter into the kingdom of the Most High. Yeah, so it says, as it says here, through much tribulation, which tribulation just means a great amount of suffering. The suffering could be physical, it could be a literal disease, or a type of degenerative disease. The body, which over time, your body may break down, so on and so forth. It could be physical, it could be spiritual as well. Where demons try and tamper with you. Sleep paralysis could be a thing as well. Literal demons, trying to just put you in a state of fear, because when you're in a state of fear, that's how they easily control you. And if they that's the thing though, because Yahushua said, I believe in Luke 12 and 27. Let me get that quick. Yahushua says, as I always repeat this, You know, Yahshua said the spirits are subject to you. So them demons trying to make you scared really is just a tactic that they use for us for beginners. You know, when you're beginning in the truth, you know, all these tactics are things that you will see, you will experience. You'll feel the fear, but nevertheless through Yahshua can do all things. That's the mentality they're supposed to have.
What did you want? Luke 10?
Luke 12 and 27.
Luke 12 and 27, yeah? So, right. This is Luke 12 and 27. It says, consider the lilies, how they grow.
No, it's not that. It's not
What,
that.
the spirits have been subject unto you. I think that's Luke 10, bro.
We've got different versions.
Yeah. Behold, I saw Satan. Be the past shadow was scorpion, disciple.
I think it's that one. I think it's that one.
Go on, bring it. You got
This is the book of Luke 10, verse 20.
That's all.
Notwithstanding in this, rejoice not that the spirits are subject unto you, but rather rejoice because your names are written in heaven.
Yeah, so of course when you read in the Bible as well, it's in red letters, so that's Yahushua's writing. It says, notwithstanding in this rejoice not that the spirits are subject unto you. So it's saying it like it's a small thing, like okay, yeah, you know, Yahushua has given us power of the Holy Spirit, as it says within Acts 1 and verse 8. So of course with that power of the Holy Spirit, we should use it with a knowing, which is the highest level of faith that you can have, when you know something's going to happen in spite of the lack of evidence thereof. So it says, Luke 10 and 20, again, notwithstanding in this rejoice not that the spirits are subject unto you, but rather rejoice because your names are written in heaven. That's why we say Yaratazar, make it to the end. Of those names written in the book that are really the names of those of whom are going to receive salvation at the very end and are going to receive those crowns. So I'll read it in the NLT as well. Luke 10 and 20, but don't rejoice, it says, but don't rejoice because evil spirits obey you. And it's true, you know, when they tell the spirit to stop, of course, when you come in that knowing in Yahweh Shem Yahshai, you know, that spirit will stop wherever is troubling you. As I said before in one of my videos, that sometimes when you're having negative thoughts, you tell it to stop and it actually stops. Sometimes when you're doing certain activities that of course helps to cleanse your spirit, such as fast, they stop even faster. Because sometimes the demons still tamper with you, nevertheless, of you trying. But when you then clean up your spirit, you know, they stop under your command even faster. So that's also a little testament of Luke 10 and verse 20.
Let me tell you something as well, man. Don't underestimate the power of fasting, bro. Yahushua said it, man. Certain demons can only go by fasting and prayer, bro. Yeah. So don't be a nigga. I'm just gonna pray, no. Bro. Sometimes, speaking from experience, you gotta fast, bro.
It's true.
To exercise those demons off, you have to fast.
Yeah.
Alright, Yahushua wouldn't have said that for no reason, man. That's coming from the Lord, bro. You're not gonna take advice from the Lord.
That's true.
Come on, man.
And, you know, as you said as well, you know, when he departed from the scene, you know, of course, my servants are gonna fast. You know, now that time when he was in the scene, of course, they didn't fast because we were closer to our source, man. You know, to our husband, spiritually speaking. So yeah, I'll read this as well because this was when the disciples wanted to, where they asked Yahushua, why couldn't we cast out this demon? So I'm just bringing out. So Matthew 17 and verse 14, it says, and when they were to the multitude, there came to him a certain man kneeling down to him and saying, Lord, have mercy on my son, for he is a lunatic and sore vexed, for oftentimes he falleth into the fire and often into the water. So of course he was battling demons spiritually, you know. So that's pretty much what the lunatic is referring to. Now verse 16, it says, and I brought him to thy disciples, and they could not cure him. And of course, you know, considering the multiple accounts where Yahushua did tell him, like he told them multiple times, "O ye of little faith," as well. So of course that was a journey for them, so that they could increase their faith too. Yeah, we've got to be understanding.
So Spirit, you said that, because just as you were speaking, in my head I was thinking Hebrews 11 and 6. Yeah. It says, for without faith it is impossible to please the Most High, man. For he that cometh to the Most High must believe that he is, and that he's a rewarder of them that diligently seek him, bro. Yeah. So you gotta have faith. You know, faith is the key ingredient. Yahushua walked on water because he had faith. Yahushua was able to exercise demons of people because he had faith. All right, and as you said, that's what he was trying to emphasize to the disciples, man. Go ahead.
So it says in verse 16, and I brought him to thy disciples, and they could not cure him. Then Yahushua answered and said, O faithless and perverse generation, how long shall I be with you? How long shall I suffer you? Bring him hither to me. And the reason why he said it, the fact that he said this as well would have shown multiple times where Yahushua would have been reiterating to them. Of course, behind the scenes, and when I say behind the scenes, because it's not every moment that would have been written where it's like, okay, Yahushua said, all right, be faithful, be faithful, be faithful, be faithful. There would be multiple moments behind the scenes where Yahushua would have told them, keep the faith, keep the faith. He was teaching them, he was building them up. Our apostles today, when they were there back in the day with Yahushua, they would have been built up in faith. So again, it says, how long shall I suffer you? Which suffer means to allow you. Bring him hither to me. And verse 18 says, and Yahushua rebuked the devil, and he departed out of him, and the child was cured from that very hour. I remember, because the thing is, as it says here in verse 18, Matthew 17 and 18, it says, and Yahushua rebuked the devil, and he departed out of him, and the child was cured from that very hour. So of course, this was the level of faith that Yahushua had. He was moving in that authority that he knew he was given by the Father, Yahweh.
Yep. This is John 14. It says, verily, verily, I say unto you, he that believeth on me, the works that I do, shall he do also. And greater works than these shall he do, because I go unto my Father.
See? So that's why when he literally rebuked that devil, that demon, it means we're going to be able to do the same thing as well.
Yep.
As our elders have also told us as well, that sicknesses can be demons too. All that sleep paralysis, those are demons. Nightmares, those be demons troubling you sometimes too as well. So all of this, Yahushua rebuked, he removed that demon from off of that child, and of course he was healed. So the same way in this modern age, don't be surprised in the time as we get deeper into Jacob's trouble, because of course these things are ramping up economically, spiritually, in terms of the left-hand side trying to send attacks to the right-hand side. As these things get ramped up, in the spirit, the thing is, don't be, again, as I was trying to reiterate, don't be surprised if you see a brother, heal another person who's in a wheelchair, telling a person, your leg's strong, don't think that you can't walk, you can walk, man. It may seem so casual, but at the end of the day, that's the healing.
Well, that's the thing. The scriptures talk about how the Lord's gonna have to raise that standard, man. The Lord's gonna have to lift that standard because, Esau, what did King David say? Deliver me from that enemy, which is thy sword.
Yep.
And Esau, he's done advance that sword so much, man. Like think about what happened in was it Venezuela?
Yeah, what the earthquake?
No. When Trump took that.
President, not Macron. Hold on. It's Nicolas Maduro. Maduro, yeah.
The water.
Yeah.
And the accounts that the soldiers made, man. They used some kind of weaponry that they ain't never seen before. So don't look, man. You see Esau, here to give you a little Call of Duty, give you a little. No, I ain't played that game in a while. Your AK-47, your MAC-10, whatever. Bro, they ain't got. You think Esau ain't got the ray gun? When you play. Listen, man. Esau has got what? Or even remember what happened in what was it? In Hawaii.
Yeah.
Right. Where what was it?
The weather thing?
Yeah, and is that all the blue houses?
They stay cool.
Right. But
nothing touched.
Right.
That was blue.
And that was done by electromagnetic. I can't remember the phrase, man. But Esau, he sharpened that sword, man.
Yeah.
So and then you got super soldiers out there.
Oh yeah.
Merging man with machine. So it's like in order for us to get the upper hand, the Lord gonna have to lift up that standard, bro. And it says here in John 21 and 25, it says, and there are also many other things which Yahushua did, the which, if they should be written every one, I suppose that even the world itself could not contain the books that should be written. Amen. And we just read John 14, where it says, greater acts than these shall we do.
Yep.
So what do you think the elect, the men of the Lord, right, the offscouring of the earth, what kind of acts do you think Lord William of that we're going to be playing out and be capable of when we're in these dire situations, man? And the thing about it as well is not to glorify us. It's all being done to glorify the Heavenly Father. His name, His Son's name. That's what's going to be exalted on this earth, man.
Yeah, that's the thing, you know. I think it was it's in Psalms 110 and verse 3 where it talks about that people shall be willing in the day of that power. So of course, each time we have these miracles that we execute, you know, people be healed, you know, the blind be seeing, you know, Esau's gonna try. In fact, let me calm down because before I start switching topics. But yeah, with that spiritual power that we're gonna use to heal, we're gonna tell the individual that, look, we're just the vessels. It's Yahweh Bashim Yahshai that healed you. And those two names, you know, that will then change their lives, because of course, from knowing that name, they'll then pray unto Yahweh Bashim Yahshai, and then who knows, there'll be that 1/3, you know, that multitude of who will also be able to be saved by Yahweh Bashim Yahshai, just from that one act that he did. And you know, it may not even be a position where there's like a one-on-one thing. You could be doing it, and then maybe that you gather a certain crowd. It's that this guy just healed his eyes, man. And then you got Esau with his MOTB saying you got to take a chip, you know, to heal the blind, which is what they're actually working on, by the way. You know, Neuralink. You know, I think it's part of their agenda. They mentioned in 2023. I think they call it Project Blind Sight, which is essentially putting the Neuralink implant in the part of the brain that's more involved in gaining sight. So of course, him trying to heal the blind, that's him using his spiritual power on the left-hand side. But of course, us healing the blind using the right-hand power, using the power of Yahweh Bashim Yahshai, that's the right way to follow.
Yeah. For example, man, in the past 2 weeks, I've seen 2 people with a bionic leg. You know, that's Esau's prosthetic leg. That's it. The water. That's Esau's way of healing you. Oh fuck it. Put a bit of metal on you, and have a little hook. Yeah, good. Compared to a man with the spirit of the Lord working with him, and he's able to bring your leg back. Flesh, blood, veins, everything. Pigment. You can't compare that, man.
That's the thing. So the thing is with that as well, they said, what did they say? Yeah, of course, you'll be able to, the latest one, you know, I made a little video on this one, is where they can control the prosthetics using the brain chip as well. But, you know, for those of you who've seen the movie Upgrade, you know, one of the guys who had those prosthetic limbs, he was telling the guy, or he was being manipulated by the chip, you know, by the way, because the chip had a little, you know, voice, you call it like a demon, that was speaking to him. You know, do this, do that. He was trying to get revenge on his wife that died. But the guy who had the prosthetics, he's saying, it wasn't me. So in that time, don't be surprised if people bug out because they got the chip implant in their brain. And from that chip implant in their brain, Esau makes them to do secret, you know, he gives them secret commands.
Well, they show you that in the movie Kingsman. You remember that church scene, man?
Yeah, Samuel Jackson.
And really the funny thing, they had Esau playing Jake and Jake playing Esau in that film. That's hilarious, bro. But you know, all they did was they just had to turn up that frequency, turn it to a particular frequency, and then they was just in the church going back wild crazy, man, killing each other, all because he changed the frequency. And Esau, he's got that type of technology now, and I think that film came out in 2014, bro. 12 years later, look where we're at.
Yeah. So that chip, man, you know, we all got up because Apostle Tar did make the video on 5G being upgraded to 6G now as well. Yeah. So those telecommunication technologies, it all goes hand in hand with the beast infrastructure system, AI data centers, you know, to store the information, to store people's profiles. You've got the telecommunication network, the 6G, the 5G, so that people and their chips, you know, the internet of bodies essentially is a term for this thing. So, but nevertheless, all of this pride that they have in their system is all gonna fall. So this is Job 30 and verse 8, to get to the point. It says, they were children of fools, yea, children of base men. They were viler than the earth. Of course, you know, considering their origins, really, they're the ones of whom originate from the cavemen. Jake was the ones who were teaching them a proper way of reasoning and maintaining themselves.
Cleanliness.
That was their origin. You know, that's one way of perceiving it. But also another way of perceiving it is also the fact that they think they're so smart that, okay, they're going to be a god, they're going to try and be like the Most High, as it says in Isaiah 14 and verse 14. Nevertheless of that, the scriptures say that he's destined to fall, you know, as it says within Obadiah. So, nevertheless, the fact that he has enough pride to not say, all right, I give up. Because imagine if the Most High allowed it that way. You know, he gave Esau enough wisdom to say, all right, Baba Kashar, you know, let the Most High's will be done. But no, remember, he's the children of a darn fool. Yeah. So, of course, his ways, even though they may seem intelligent to the eyes of the world, it's unintelligent, it's foolishness to the Most High.
Yep.
Read the scripture.
Let me get the scripture. Just quoted them. Isaiah 14. Start from 12. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven, I will exalt thy throne above the stars of God.
And let me just say something on that, because it said, thou that weakened the nations, bro. But now, look, bro, Russia and China haven't even got involved yet. And America's through. The scriptures say, let the weak say, I am strong. But all this time, Esau has done his best to weaken the nation. But now these very same nations are going to be the one to take his ass out, including his own alliance. Everyone's tired of E. What was it last year? You had black fatigue.
Oh, it's still going on, man.
We got E fatigue, man. Yeah, we tired of the YNs and whatnot, but really, we tired of Esau. Even Esau's tired of Esau, man.
Yeah.
These devils will tell you. Go ahead.
It says again, thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven.
Pride.
I will exalt thy throne above the stars of the Lord our power. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north.
America.
I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High.
Wrong.
Wrong move.
You see, you say it will be like the Most High. But the Most High ain't going to come tumbling down and crashing down and be through. That's for you.
Yeah.
I believe there's more. And the thing is that Esau has puffed himself up so much that to see him in his decrepit state, keep reading, Bob Kushar.
It says in verse 15, yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit.
Through. Go ahead.
They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble and did shake the kingdoms?
That's the point. Because you're going to see Esau in his real estate, which is at the bottom. That's the real position that Esau belongs in is the bottom, bro.
That's true.
All right. The scriptures talk about how someone get Daniel 4 and 17, Baba Shah. But these devils got to know that they're not in this position of power because they're just the great Edomites.
Yeah.
You know, they're not in this position because they're just Eve. No, it's because the Most High, really, He used you to punish His people. Because we was going off Daniel 4 and 17.
Oh, you got it, brother.
Go ahead.
So this is Daniel 4 and verse 17. It says, this matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and
Go ahead.
and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the basis of men.
So you got to understand that the Most High rules in the kingdom of men. Okay? And He giveth it to whomsoever He will. And what the Most High has done is He set the basis over it. That's the reason why Esau is in power, bro. Not because he's so great and mighty or so intelligent. No. Most of these inventions you see out here was done by Jake. We was the one putting in the work. So we was the one that would have that spark of intuition, that innovative mind. Do you know what? Maybe this can make it easier. You know? So they're in that position because the Most High put them in that position, man. Yeah. You know, but guess what? They're getting ready to lose that position. Someone read, what's that? Revelation 12, starting from 7, Baba Kushar.
This is Revelation chapter 12 and verse 7. says here,
Okay.
this is Revelation 12 and verse 7. And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels.
Read that again. Hold on. I'll read that.
So Revelation 12.
Revelation 12 and 7. This is Revelation 12 and 7. It says, and there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels. You see, this is what is getting ready to happen. All right, you're gonna have Esau's military fighter jets going head to head with Yahushai, Michael, and the rest of the holy angels, man. All right, because pursuant to Daniel 12 and 1, hey, Michael's coming, you know, to set the record straight, man, with these devils, man, and with this other nations.
Yeah.
All right, but you see, because of pride, Esau is still going to fight.
Yeah.
You gonna have people in those military fighter jets with doo-doo in their drawers trying to take down the chariot. Piss all over them, vomit in there.
To back you up, Exodus 4, to back up what you just read, right? The precept you just read. Exodus 4 and 21 says, and the Lord said unto Moses, when thou goest to return unto Egypt, see that thou do all these wondrous works before Pharaoh, which I have put in thine hand, but I will harden his heart, that he shall not let the people go.
Yeah, and that's what the Most High is doing. Esau Edom, man. He's hardening their hearts. He's not letting us go, and that's the reason why Esau's gonna have to go out the way he's about to go out, man. So I'm gonna continue on in Revelation 12 and 8. If I'll read 7 again and I'll read on. It says, and there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon. The dragon fought and his angels and prevailed not. Neither was their place found any more in heaven. All right, so, you know, people, they look at us, why would you want World War III and destruction? And hey, you know why? I'm going to answer that with a precept. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 7 and verse 43. It says, but the day of doom shall be the end of this time. And let's be honest, bro, who's having a good time out here? It tells you in Proverbs 29 and 2 that when the wicked are in authority, the people mourn. Everyone's mourning. Oh, bills, cost of living, hell, it's too hot. Everything, bro. Everything is agitated. You think you're getting organic food, you find out it's not organic. Don't eat lettuce. Don't eat chicken. Can't eat bread. What can you fucking eat? What is this? Right? So it says, 2nd Ezra 7 and 43, but the day of doom shall be the end of this time and the beginning of the immortality for to come. Why wouldn't we want the day of doom to come when it's promised that once that day comes, it's going to be the beginning of immortality for us? Wherein corruption is past, intemperance is at an end, infidelity is cut off, righteousness is known, and truth is sprung up.
Now, even the scriptures even mentions too, when Yahushua appears, our life shall appear.
Yep.
So that's the real reason why we look forward to the end of this place. And most people don't know what to look forward to anyway. Most people, they got they got their eyes and ears to this world. That's all they ever really know. That's why you see these people, they're going crazy, protesting, under the hopes that their government will turn around back to the good old days. But that's the good old days ain't coming. The good old days is gonna come in the kingdom, but it ain't coming over here. You know, so we have, and that shows you that the Lord has got to be dealing with us, the servants, the prophets, because we have to seek it. See, people know that the end is coming, but they don't know what to put their hands on or their foot on.
Right.
But we know exactly what to do is, because we know exactly what to do is, we want the end to come.
Exactly.
Go on, my brother.
You know, another thing to find, what people fear, what happens after death.
Right.
Some people believe everyone goes to heaven.
Right.
Some people believe you go to hell.
Yep.
They just don't know. And you know what? They're not trying to find out the answer either.
Right.
So they'd rather just stay in the here and now and just suffer and just, you know, hopefully never meet that day.
Yeah.
But hey, they're going to meet it, you know? And the thing is, we got the answer to that here,
Right.
right? It says here in... sorry, did you have a precept?
You go ahead, bro.
This is 1 John 3:1. It says, "Behold, what manner of love the Father hath bestowed upon us, that we should be called the sons of the Most High. Therefore the world knoweth us not."
Right. Therefore, the world knoweth us not. The only people that know the Lord and that know exactly what the oracles are the elect. We're all gonna only but know these things. Again, going back to what I was quoting, the Lord doeth nothing when He revealeth His secrets unto the servants of prophets. So the world wouldn't know where for that. Go on.
Can't. Because it knew Him not.
Because it knew Him not. The world don't know who Yahweh is.
Right.
So even if they saw Him right in front of them, they couldn't recognize Him, and we represent Him right now.
Yeah. They be calling Him a bum,
Yeah.
you know? Verse 2.
Just like the camps that we do know, and we don't need to name the camps, but we know who called us the Bummer-like camp. We know the score. We know the score. Go on. Keep going, bro.
Verse 2, "Beloved, now are we the sons of the Most High, and it doth not yet appear
Right.
what we shall be,
Right.
but we know that when He shall appear,
Uh-huh.
we shall be like Him,
Right. We shall be like Him. Go on.
for
What
we
else?
shall see Him as He is."
And we shall see Him as He is. So we're gonna appear before Him, and we're gonna be just like Him, and so shall we see the Lord as He is. So when you see the Lord now, all of a sudden you would have to have been changed, right?
Yep.
And what is that change involve? Everlasting life, immortality. And that's what we're going to receive. We're going to receive the ability to live forever, to do all of those things which results to life. We're never going to sin ever again. So you'll never be able to look at yourself in the mirror and say, you're not innocent. As it is written in Job, what is it, Job 4? Is it Job 4 and 6? No, it's Job.
Whoever perish being innocent. Yeah.
Right. That's not going to exist anymore, because guess what? All of Israel is going to be innocent. We're going to be innocent. Check that out.
Yep.
So that's another goodie for the kingdom. You see, you can't look at yourself in the mirror. Most people can't do that either, and say, "Oh yeah, well I did no wrong. I have no sin in me." No, everybody's filled with their sins. That's why that's written. Whoso perish being innocent.
Yep.
Go on, my brother.
I've got a scripture.
Okay, you got it. That was it, right? Yeah.
And to add what you said,
Okay, that's all
we
right, bro.
need to be changed. We need to be changed, because that day of the Lord's coming will be a very dark day, you know. So we have to be changed,
Right.
you know. Joel 2:1. "Blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in the holy mountain. Let the inhabitants of the land tremble.
Right. The inhabitants of the land tremble. Going.
For the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand."
So you see how the scripture says, right? Serve the Lord with fear and trembling. See, people, they don't fear the Lord now, but in that day and that time, that's when the fear of the Lord is going to begin, even on the regular folk. You see what I'm saying? So that's one of the reasons why, when you check it, why you need the days of trembling, the days of Jacob's trouble, because what that's going to bring about, that's going to recalibrate the earth back to its normal setting. Because everything's offsetting right now. Everything's abnormal. No one has the fear of the Lord. No one really understands the Most High. So it only takes but the Most High just to do a little work and just to flip things right back to the normal setting, back to the default setting. That's all it is. Ain't nothing much to it. And this day and time that's coming down the pike is going to do just that. Very simple. Go on.
Verse 2. "A day of darkness, a day of gloominess,
Right.
a day of cloud of thick darkness,
Yeah.
as the morning spread upon the mountains."
Right, as the morning spread upon the mountains. And it's going to be a day of mourning. When those missiles hit ground zero, it's going to emit a smoke, and the smoke is going to go in the air. That carbon sooty smoke is going to go in the air and amalgamate itself in the skies, therefore creating that dark, dreary environment.
Yes.
Go on.
"A great people and a strong.
Yeah, that's the missiles. Go on.
There have not been ever like, neither shall be there any after it,
Absolutely.
even to the years of many generations."
Right. Even to the years of many generations. So America's going to be destroyed. Great Britain is going to taste of that destruction to a degree. But the thing lands around the world, certain lands around the world are going to be rebuilt. America's going to be a land which is going to be a burning pitch, a 5,000 square mile of a desert. And that's going to be, you know, the judgment of the great horde which sitteth upon the many waters. That's written. You know? But yeah, the days are going to be heavy. The days of the Lord is going to be heavy indeed. And at the same time, guess what? In Daniel 7:1, there shall be deliverance. So brothers ain't going to get changed until they're beamed up in them ships. Go on.
Yeah, you was mentioning how you know, pretty much America is going to be the mainland that's destroyed. You're going to have other places like Great Britain and so on and so forth.
Go on.
And you know, there's still going to be a small number of people alive.
Yes, they are.
It says here in 2nd Ezra 16 and 27, so that one man shall desire to see another and to hear his voice.
Right.
For of a city there shall be 10 left,
Right.
and 2 of the field,
Right.
which shall hide themselves in thick groves and in the clefts of the rocks.
Right, so there you go. So you're gonna have a very few people that's gonna be alive and well and kicking, but they're gonna be very traumatized,
Right.
due to the amount of calamities that have hit the earth.
Yep.
So again, the Most High is gonna really, you know, pull a triggering event, so to speak. That's gonna, you know, shake people to their core and have a change of heart altogether. And then you're gonna have a large amount of people that will die due to the destruction which is gonna come. Because everybody came down, we're going to need our slaves, right?
Yeah.
To rebuild the kingdom.
Oh, the scriptures say what? To bind their kings with chains
Exactly.
and their nobles with fetters of iron.
Right. So if everyone's going to die, where's the nobles? Where the nobles are going to be at? Where the kings going to be at? They got to be somewhere. And you know where they're going to be at? They're going to be in them underground bunkers.
Yep.
That's Amos, what is it, the 9th chapter. All of these scriptures are real, man. They're going to come to pass. Go on, my brother.
If I just say, Elder, that also means that there's no such thing as the with.
No,
Because we're going to need them in the kingdom,
Right,
right?
right.
We're going to need them.
1,000 years.
If they're totally done away with, who's going to be? Because
Yeah,
he that
exactly.
needed in captivity should also go into captivity.
Yes.
So we need to have the
And also, too, it violates the scripture where it reads, there's no end to all of the people. So you're going to always have the nations around. So let's just say a bunch of Elamites passed on. You're still going to have a few Elamites around. But you're just going to have the nobles of them. That's all it is. The water, my brother.
2nd Ezra 16 and 29, it says, as in an orchard of olives, upon every tree, there are 3 or 4 olives,
Right.
or as when a vineyard is gathered, there are left some clusters of them that diligently seek through the vineyard.
Right.
Even so, in those days, there shall be 3 or 4 left by them
Right.
that search their houses
Right.
with the sword.
Yeah, you know what, too? If it's safe to say, this shows you right here that the elect are going to be taken care of as well.
Yep.
Because you're still going to have food around here and there, but you're just not going to have food as you do in these stores. And you know what, too? The Lord may even have us eating the same amount of food that we eat right now. But we just understand how that's going to be the case. Go on.
Oh, but that's why you said we don't understand how that's going to be the case. But that's
Yeah.
why the scriptures say, be still, and I'm the Most High.
Exactly.
All we got to do is be still, trust, believe, and do the things that are pleasing unto the Lord. We're going to be all right.
Because that's said in scripture, so the Lord can't lie. So he got to do it. Go on, my brother. Yo, let her hop. You got something, right?
No one's going to quote this that the Lord doesn't lie, but it's okay.
Okay.
I'd appreciate that.
You got it, my brother.
Malachi 4:1. Behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, all they that do wickedly shall be stubble. And they that cometh, the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith thy power of hosts, and the Lord shall leave them neither root nor branch.
Right. Yeah, so the Lord is going to destroy America till there's nothing left of it, so they can't come back. When you destroy something, when you take anything from the root of it, that's the whole plant. That's the whole thing, so that plant can't grow back in the same spot anymore. It can't. All right, because you've taken the whole plant. It's dead. Once you take the whole plant, it's dead.
You take by the root. That's it. Once you get the root of something,
Yeah.
it can't come back. It's not coming back.
There's no comeback. So America's going to be destroyed until it can't come back again. That's what that's going into. And so what you can do, my brother, get me on what the Apostle Peter was saying. 'Cause I want to just say a couple of things in regards to what he was saying. Yeah, I want to stand right next to it.
3 verse 9. I'll start with 9. Says, 2 Peter 9, the Lord is not slack concerning his promise, as some men count slackness, but he is long-suffering toward, not willing that any should perish, but all should come to repentance.
Is that it? I think it's
In 10. I think the point he wants in 10.
Yeah.
To land back off Malachi 4.
yeah, what is it? Chuck?
But the day of the Lord will come
Yeah.
as a thief in the night, in which the heavens shall pass away with great noise, and the elements shall melt
Right.
with fervent heat.
Right, and the elements, that's the part that I want. And the elements shall melt with fervent heat. So someone look up how what's the Fahrenheit it takes to burn iron? And also look at the if you go, there's a website where it actually shows you with the the amount of elements and how much of this does it take to burn.
Pure iron melts at 1,538 degrees Celsius. American language, 2,800 Fahrenheit. Degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah,
That's very hot.
yeah, that's extremely hot. But I want you to go to this website. Low whether you can find it. You could just type on any website, but it actually shows you the amount of metals that burn at a particular Fahrenheit altogether. So you have barium oxide.
So the burning point of multiple metals.
Yeah. Well, he's gonna you get into it already, so I don't need you. You don't need to get into it. Yeah. Yeah, and the reason why I want you brothers, one of you brothers, to get into that anyway, because what you have in these of course these guys, right? You have what is called barium oxide that's being blown upon us, and some other metals too that we're breathing in and out of too. So there's a lot of chemicals and metals that our body doesn't need to digest that we're digesting anyway. And so what the Lord is going to do, he's going to use those missiles to eradicate all of these rudiments on the earth. So the earth can be what? That's why it is written, clean the soil.
Yep.
Because the earth is under the earth is contaminated with all of these chemicals and stuff. Exactly, it's the fire. Under the habit is there, right? And then you have an influx of plastic in these oceans and stuff. So much so that you even have these these sea creatures like your whales, your sharks, eating up all this plastic, even your sea turtles.
So the common metal melting points for zinc is 420 degrees Celsius, 788 degrees Fahrenheit. Aluminium, 660 degrees Celsius.
In America, they say aluminum.
Yeah.
American English.
Yeah, something else. Yeah.
Yep, that's 1,220 degrees Fahrenheit.
Y'all call it aluminium.
Yeah.
I like that. I like the way that's pronounced anyway. Aluminium. It sounds
right.
more easy.
We converted you, Paul. We converted you. For silver, it's 961 degrees Celsius,
God.
or 1,761 degrees Fahrenheit. Gold, 1,064 degrees Celsius, or 1,947 degrees Fahrenheit.
God.
Copper, you got 1,084 degrees Celsius, or 1,983 degrees Fahrenheit. And then for iron, you've got 1,538 degrees Celsius, or 2,800 degrees
So iron.
Fahrenheit.
Yeah, so iron is the the hottest element, right?
Yeah.
It's actually the element you have to burn. You have to burn the most to get to that Fahrenheit to burn it. And that shows you why the Roman army, the Roman military at the time, 2,000 years ago, was so great, because they were using a rudiment that most people weren't using at the time. So they would use it for their swords and their helmets and all that. And the helmet and their shield and their bucklers and all that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, so basically, the missiles, they're gonna be able to burn all of these rudiments.
Yep.
So if there's any kind of barium or any form of metals that we don't see that Esau found a way to break down to release, it can easily dissolve it. It's nothing for the Lord to restore the earth back to its normal setting. it's going to be easy because the Lord is going to have a great wave, the flames of the fire that's going to come out of those nukes to wipe everything clean. Remember, we're talking about the second death. The first death. Why is it considered the second death? Associating it with the what is it? The flood.
Yep.
Because the first death came with a great wave of death. The second death is going to come with a great wave of flames of fire. So the Lord's destruction is going to be major on the scale that is going to be major on. You want to talk about the chariots coming out of their fire to the bits, and to include the missiles. It's going to be a lot.
Yeah.
Go on, my brother.
This is
And all of that fire is what's going to make everything new. Go on, brother.
If I may say something else, right?
Yeah.
That's why when it comes to the Lord, he's in control of all elements.
Right.
Right?
Right.
I saw something here a second ago, right? I'm not sure if I'm the one to call this out too.
No.
It says another metal called tungsten.
Tungsten.
Did you read that a second ago?
no, I didn't, but yeah,
Tungsten.
higher.
And it says tungsten is a rare, extremely hard steel, grey and silver metal, represented by the chemical symbol W, from its alternative name Wolfram, and atomic number 74. It is the highest melting point of all pure metals. So just to add to the information
Does it give you the Fahrenheit it burns in?
It said, oh yes, it says metals. It says 3,422 Celsius or 6,192 Fahrenheit.
You know what you could use that for? You could use that for racing brakes, man.
Yeah.
Because them racing brakes, they burn quite a bit. So you can actually use that element for racing brakes.
I don't know you're into cars, though. I know you're into sports cars and stuff. So
Yeah. And this brother, he knows what I'm talking about too. He's in the cars too.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
Yeah, go on, brother.
2 Peter 3, jumping up a couple verses. This is verse 6, whereby the world that then was, being overflowed with water, perished, but the heavens and the earth, which are now, by the same word, are kept in store, reserved unto fire against the day of judgment and perdition of ungodly men.
Right, and against the judgment and the perdition of ungodly men. So that's why all of this is going to happen. It's to get rid of the wicked from off the face of the earth. First, including the wicked and the wicked of our people and these other nations too. And to put fear in the hearts of men so that men can tremble again at the presence of the Lord, the power of the Lord, which is going to be demonstrated, of course, by using the left-hand side, which is Esau. And that's what she's going to do. Go on, my brother.
Yeah, this is Psalms 68 and 20. He that is our power is the power of salvation.
And someone read that again to 2 Peter 3 in verse 10. Yeah, go on, Albert.
Yeah. He that is our God is the God of salvation, and unto our power and Lord belongeth the issues from death.
Right. Yeah, so that's all we need. Yeah, so hit me back with 2 Peter 3. Yeah, verse 10.
This is 2 Peter 3. This is 2 Peter 3 and verse 10. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat.
Right.
The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up.
Right, so all of the works thereof shall be burned up. And that's why it's written too that the devil found no place in heaven, because what does it mean his place was no more found in heaven? Meaning on earth, he had no dwelling place because it was fully dissolved to its destruction. Because the fires took care of it. That's the way it's going to be destroyed. All right, so the heat, so much so, is going to eviscerate everything in its path and melt all of these metals that we need to seek. And it's going to be clean. The earth is going to be clean, dissolved. It's going to be the great judgment of the Most High. This is the second death now, the second wave of death which is coming. And that's why we, the prophets, are to warn our people of the so-called Black Latinos and Native American Indians of that nation, or as a collective, as a people, which really in tandem were the nation of Israel. And you ought to repent back to the Most High so you don't get dissolved in its flames and fires. Go on, brother.
Ezekiel 3 and 17. And I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel.
Come.
Therefore hear the word at my mouth, and give them warning from me.
Right, and that's the key, is to give them warning from the Lord. So if we know, we know, as well as what I've just spoken of, that behooves us to get in line to tell it like it is. And hiding this information, the scripture says, you know, would you put this if you lit a candle and put it under a bushel? No.
Right.
You gotta show this candle. You gotta show this light to the world.
Yep.
So that the world can be aware and know, okay, cool, I was told. Now people can't say, oh yeah, well I didn't know. The world didn't know, because we were out telling it like it was. We was opening up the books to you.
Yeah.
And we told you that this is what this meant, etc., etc. We broke. While you're going off, there's so many videos that we've uploaded on YouTube. It's amazing. Right, so now it's not going to be no cloak for your sins when the time comes.
Precept.
Right? Go on.
Joel 2:1. Blow ye the trumpet in Zion,
Right.
and sound an alarm in
And that
my...
shows you too that the Lord is only concerned with his people, Zion.
yes.
It says blow ye the trumpet in Zion. It didn't blow the trumpet in every nation. It didn't give you a list of nations. Oh, blow the trumpet in Elam. Blow the trumpet in Ishmael. You know what I'm saying? Like, it never said anything. It never said anything of that nature whatsoever. It said blow ye the trumpet in Zion. Go on.
Joel 2:1. Blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in the
Right.
holy mountain.
Someone get me Psalms 147 and 19. Yeah, read on, brother.
Just to clarify.
Let all
Yeah,
the
exactly.
inhabitants of the land tremble.
Right, let all inhabitants of the land tremble. So who's really should be trembling? The Israelites should be trembling. They should be fearing the Lord and trembling. But evidently that's not really the case, is it? But they gon' tremble when the going gets tough, when it gets real hot on these streets. Streets. Yeah, they gonna tremble then. It's gonna get real to them then, but right now, you see they ain't really seeing it. But it's okay. It's alright. They'll see it. Everybody eventually sees something anyway.
Yep. You wanted that Psalm 147?
Mm-hmm.
So Psalms 147 and 19. He showeth his word unto Jacob,
Come.
his statutes and his judgments unto Israel.
Right, he showed his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. And what else?
Verse 20. He have not dealt so with any nation.
Right, he have not dealt so with any nation. So you see, these are the same scriptures that we keep quoting over and over and over. As a broken record as we gonna sound like, right? And whoever has an issue with it, we don't give a damn about who has an issue with it, man. Whether these Christians do like vocab alone. Listen, vocab alone can do whatever the fuck he's doing. And until the cows come home, we're not gonna change our message. We're gonna present to you the same message over and over and over again. Because vocab himself has no power over us. He's no longer the head of the narrative. You know, he no longer can override us with his white lies and his bullshit. It's over and out for you, Esau. It's done. It's a done deal. Have you seen the state of the affairs of America lately? That should tell you everything you need to know. Have you seen all of these Edomites and these women complaining about the standard of living? They ain't got no power. They even see themselves as fucking victims now. The American people, for the very first time in their lives, can now look at themselves as victims. They were looking at themselves like that before. So that shows you your power is gone, Esau.
Gone.
Exactly.
Finishing out Psalms 147 and 20. He have not dealt so with any nation.
Right.
And as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye the Lord.
Yeah, and that's the Lord's talking. That ain't us talking. That's the Most High Yahweh Bashim Yahushua speaking.
Yep.
All we're doing to you is reading what the Lord said. That's it. So the Lord ain't dealing with no other nation. He's dealing with his people, the so-called black man, the so-called Latino Native American man. It's very simple. Now you got some people among us that you got some among the heathen that may be our people, cool. But if they are, they can convert to this. If they're the elect, they're gonna convert any though. Right? But if they're not, then I mean, screw you, man. You're just gonna have to serve slavery. That's all it is. It ain't nothing to it. Go on, brother.
It's the 2 Ezra 6 and verse 56. As for the other people, which also come of Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing, but be like unto spittle, and hast likened the abundance of them.
They're dropping
onto a drop that falleth from a vessel.
Right, exactly. So the Most High don't really see anything of value of anything. Excuse me. The Lord doesn't see anything of value of these people whatsoever. So why should we? There's some people whom the Lord has chosen unto Himself, and His people, the majority of them, that He didn't choose. And realistically, when you check it, these other nations, they were only built for our cause anyway. They were only built for the cause of giving us how whenever we went against the Most High, right? So now they're going to be used for our cause to exemplify our blessings. Yep. That's all there is to it. And when you really check it too, when you check the history of these other nations, the Most High really created them. And this is just, me speaking as a man, based on what I'm looking at, right? The Most High created these nations to put hell on us. When you check it, we went through every captivity under them, and we caught hell under them. And what's it going to be at the very end result? What's it going to be when it's all said and done? We're going to be over them, put them into captivity. So that's really what they're part to play with in all of this. The Most High didn't create these nations to be eventually equal with us. No. He really created them at the very end so that we can learn something and be above them.
We're going to need slaves too.
Huh?
We're going to need those slaves
We're
too.
going to need them slaves too. Because I want to live good, man. I want to live nice. I want to live in luxury, man. I want to sit that palace and don't have to do any kind of housework whatsoever because I'm a prince, baby.
That's right.
We're princes.
Yasha Allah.
We're Yasha Allah. Absolutely. Yeah, so, hey, man, like case in point, like during the time of Solomon, during the time of King Solomon was selling the fine flour, and he was sending it to Hiram the Rip, and that was just to pay him off because of what he did. So, you got all kind of fine flour on the earth. What the hell are they going to do with that fine flour? They're going to make his cakes with that stuff, man. You're going to be in, let's say you're going to sit down right at your table. You ain't going to be pulling your chair to sit down. No, they're going to pull your chair for you.
Right.
So you ain't going to have to do anything. Any kind of garbage you got to take out, they're going to be taking out the garbage. They're going to be doing the dishes. They're going to be doing all of that stuff, man, while you got important things to focus on.
Yeah.
That's why you got your slaves. You're going to have your concubines rub your back. They're going to be on the ready. They're going to route on your back. You know how the Moabites, right? So that's why all of that's there. And that's what I'm saying. That's why these nations
Don't miss the spot.
And they don't miss a spot either.
They want to live, right?
Yeah. Right. So that's why they're there for, man. They're just there to make your life easier. So we're going to be living a privileged lifestyle. You see when you go to those those top restaurants, right? And yeah, it can cost the arm and a leg. It can, right? But guess what? The service is kick-ass. The way they treat you, man. The way they present the food to you. You know what I mean? And you just feel good because it's like, man, it's nice. The service is beautiful, and it's just little things in life. You know what I mean? That you gotta really pay attention to. And then when you're well-to-do too, man, you get treated differently. Even your women treat you differently. The women that you're gonna attract is gonna be different. They're gonna treat you like they can help you out and everything. Because you know what the problem is, right, with the so-called black woman. The reason why the so-called black women struggle to be a woman and to be a helper to a man, because a lot of these women can't even help themselves. Right. So I mean, how you gonna be a helpmate if you struggle to help yourself? A lot of these so-called black women got problems. And a lot of them are poor-minded. They don't have a ruling class mentality. So whenever they if they do got a man, they gonna treat them like shit. Because we come from a poor situation. So when the kingdom is set up, we're gonna have a higher regard mentality, and we're gonna treat each other as such. Like when you get around them high rich Edomites, man, you act a certain way. You don't just act like a nigga. There's a certain way you conduct yourself. So when we get around each other, we're gonna look at each other like we're royalty.
I'm waiting for us over there. That's the spirit, brother. That's the spirit. Them cutscenes be cutting, man. If you're around me the same way.
Just in time, man.
I got a precept.
Go on, brother.
This is
See, that's why you gotta be careful what you talk about, because you can just manifest it. Yeah.
This is Isaiah 60 and 10. And the sons.
And they're gonna be virgins for real. You see them wearing all white and all that. They're gonna. That's gonna be a real thing. All of your women, they all gonna be virgins. They gonna be clean girls. They ain't gonna be no used up women that you just met up with.
High mileage.
High mileage. She already had like what 20 guys before she got there. You ain't none of that bullshit.
These days.
I'm telling you.
And that's also another sign too, because what? We're in the time of those in Isaiah 4 and
Right, Isaiah 4 and 1.
4 and 1.
Yeah.
You know, 7 women shall take hold of one man. And that was more than 7 there, so
Right.
it's a completed number,
It's
you
a
know.
completed number. Like Apostle Hart said, we getting all of them.
Yeah.
Going on.
Isaiah 60 and 10. And the sons of strangers shall build up thy walls.
Thank you, my brother. See, these are my favorite scriptures
I know
right
you
here.
like 60. It says, and the sons of strangers shall build up thy walls,
Right.
and their kings shall minister unto thee.
Right. See, that's what I'm saying. So that's what they're going to be built for. The kings of the heathen, the nobles of the nations, they're going to be building up our altars. They're going to be building up your palaces. And that's what just like, that's what tickles my fancy, man. It's the luxurious lifestyle that we're going to be living. You know what I mean? Because I love nice things, man. I mean, it's just me. I can't help it. But I love nice things. You know what I mean? Like just surrounding in beauty. Everything is fine. Everything just, everything is the way it gotta be. And your environment smells good, smells nice. Huh?
I just said potent.
Yeah. Everything just looks good, everything smells good, and it's smooth. Go on. And your woman treat you like a king. She treat you. Wow. Go on, brother.
You finish with
There's more, but
Isaiah 49 and 22. Thus saith the Lord, thy power, behold, I will lift up mine hand
You
to the
got that
Gentiles
smooth music in the background too. Come on now. Shit.
and set up my standard to the people, and they shall bring thy sons and thy daughters shall be carried upon their shoulders.
Right.
And kings shall be their nursing fathers,
Right.
and their queens thy nursing mothers.
Absolutely. So let's just say, right, you got your sons. Your sons ain't gonna have to they ain't gonna have to. They don't want to walk on the floor. They don't have to walk on the floor. The heathen are gonna pick them up. They even practice that in certain countries too.
Yep.
Where they have their own. Like what they'll do is they'll pick up their king and while he's sitting on his chair and he don't even touch the floor. So if you want a nigga to do something like that, they can do that for you, man.
Yep.
Reading on. Thy nursing mothers, and they shall bow down to thee with
Right.
their faces toward the earth, and lick up the dust of thy feet.
Right, meaning to symbolize their servitude. So yeah, we're going to be living priestly, and kingly. And like I said, we're going to be smelling good. We're going to be high class individuals. See, right now we're living in a second class condition, and we're being treated as such. And when you're a second class individual, everything around you get is going to be on some bullshit. Even the relationship is going to be on some bullshit. And that's just the thing about life. And there's nothing wrong with it. It's just the way that it is. You get what you want. You don't get what you want. You get what you want. Yep. So in the kingdom, we're going to get what we're going to be.
That's right.
We're going to know what it's like to live as superiors. And when you check it out too, the amount of gold that Solomon had was crazy. He had about what? It was about 666 talents of gold he had. So if you break down the amount of a talent, now we're talking about a lot of gold. He was able to build the temple. You can't be no poor cat building the temple with pure gold. You gotta have an excessive amount of wealth of gold to do that.
Right.
Yeah.
You can't be no regular ass nigga doing that, man.
Nope.
You gotta have all that gold. You gotta own an excessive amount of land too.
Yep.
Go on, my brother.
Just to finish off. Lick off the dust of thy feet, and they shall know that I am thy power, for they shall not be ashamed that wait for me.
Yeah, and speaking about gold and silver and bronze, it actually speaks about that in Isaiah, the 60th chapter too.
Yep.
Yeah, go, please, brother. I'm saying you.
Yeah. There's just one precept I want to bring up before we go there, if I may.
Yeah, you go.
This is Tobit 13, and I'll start at 15. Let my soul bless the Most High Yahweh, the great King. For Jerusalem shall be built up with sapphires and emeralds, and precious stones.
That's what I'm talking about.
Thy walls and towers and battlements with pure gold.
Yeah, so these ain't no regular stones that you buy in a jewelry shop that cost maybe about several hundreds of pounds or dollars or whatever. No, these are stones that will cost you tens of thousands of dollars.
Yep.
In some cases, maybe about 100 grand. You understand? Even a ruby is still very costly. Yeah. Like I was checking out the cost of a ruby, right? And I believe if my memory serves me correctly, it was going for 14,000. And it's this small, by the way. That's how much it's going for. So just imagine if you want something like this thick, that's gonna cost you about 100 and something thousand, or 300,000, something like that. And we're gonna just have that up in scoops. In abundance. So that's showing you how high of a value group of people we're gonna be.
No concrete pavement.
Yeah.
Tarmac roads.
Tarmac roads, man. Listen, all of that tarmac shit is gonna be right back on an existence in our life.
Yep.
We're never ever gonna experience poverty never again. Our life is gonna be pretty much based off of luxury. That's it. And even your children, they're not really gonna be so, because you see how it is with Jake now, right? Jake is so wanting, Jake is so want to have money and everything. That's because Jake ain't never had shit.
Yep.
But if your kids are growing up in that situation, they're not really gonna see the difference too much. Yeah. They're not gonna be so wanting to be wealth hungry. They're gonna be cool, calm, and collected in their life. Yep. But with us now, of course, we haven't seen shit, so we're so eager to want to get into that experience.
Yeah.
Go on, brother.
Yeah, and people, because of that, if I could say, Elder,
Yeah.
because of that, they take deals,
They take
bad
deals.
deals.
Yeah.
Back to what you were saying about our children, when they grow up in the kingdom, they're going to have a healthy self-esteem.
Right.
Not like in this kingdom, people are, they do all kinds of things just to have a standard, a decent living, standard of living. And it's kind of because of the curses.
Yeah.
But it took a toll on people.
Yeah.
It took a toll on people. Therefore, people are doing all kinds of things. They have a low self-esteem.
Yeah, they have a low
They
self-esteem.
worship the white man.
Yeah.
Just to mention a couple of things.
Yeah.
But our children they're gonna come up with a healthy self-esteem. They're gonna be beaming.
Right.
They ain't even gonna on concrete.
Right.
Enough said.
No, you're absolutely right. There ain't gonna be no concrete. And you walk on this concrete at a consistent basis, and it's fucking up your joints, it's messing up your back, and then you gotta go to the doctor to go check to see what's going on with you bodily wise, man. All of that, none of that stuff is going to exist. We're gonna live a life of what you call supremacy, quality.
Can I back up, Elder, with that
Go on,
scripture?
brother.
Revelations 21 and 21.
Like we talking about quality standard, high quality standard living. We're gonna be living.
Yep.
Yeah, on an ancient type of level too. Not no modern bullshit that you see out here when you watch these reality TV shows with these silly ass girls and shit.
Oh.
And these effeminized men that you see on there buying these girls' purses. And that's not even real, because when you check it, most people that do good in this society really ain't a bunch of young boys that's just sporting Lambos, man. It's a bunch of old folk.
Yeah.
That's who's really got the money. Go on, brother.
Revelation 21 and 21. And the 12 gates were 12 pearls. Every
As a matter of fact, you had something, didn't you?
You go
finish,
first. You finish. Yeah, bro.
Okay, because there's another piece that I just want to add to that and then go back to it.
Okay.
This is Sirach 11 and 25. In the day of prosperity,
Because I want to be fair, man. Because I know you was reading first. So.
it says in the day of prosperity, there's a forgetfulness of affliction.
Right.
And in the day of affliction, there is no more remembrance of prosperity.
Yeah, read it again.
There you go.
This is Sirach 11 and 25. In the day of prosperity, there is forgetfulness of affliction.
Yeah.
And in the day of affliction,
Yeah, since you want to read that, get me what is it? From 1 Corinthians. Is it 4 and 17? Or is it 2 Corinthians? 4 and 17, yeah. Oh, maybe you can again.
Sirach 11 and 25.
Yeah.
In the day of prosperity, there is forgetfulness of affliction.
Right.
And in the day of affliction, there is no remembrance of prosperity.
Right. In the day of affliction, there's no remembrance of prosperity. But in our case, in the kingdom, Yeah, so in our kingdom, we're going to forget about affliction. We're never going to remember the ill and bad times we suffered. Why? Because we're going to be doing too goddamn well. We're going to be drenched in the blessings. The Lord ain't never lied, man. Blessings have to flow like the river.
It's gonna flow, man.
Yeah, so yeah, hit me with that, brother.
2 Corinthians 4:17. For our light affliction, which is but for a moment, worketh for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory.
Right, and that's another key word, the eternal weight of glory. Our glory is going to be eternal, so we're going to continue to excel in our glory. Really in the Lord's glory, because it's going to be His kingdom. Remember that. So we're gonna continue to glory in His kingdom. So right when you think you got it all going on right now, man, and you feel complete in your life. No, your life is just going to get better.
Yeah.
Your experience in the kingdom and your goodness and your blessedness is just going to increase.
Precept.
Go on, brother. And remember too, let's not forget the earth is going to get bigger in size too. So that means more wealth. And we're going to access other planets too.
Yeah.
All right?
We're going to be popping out them kids.
That's right. We're going to be popping out them kids, and that means more business too. The bigger the families, the bigger the businesses. See? Go on, brother.
That's why in order to receive all these blessings and gifts, we have to go through the suffering.
We got to go through the suffering. That's right, my brother.
As it says in James 1:4, but let patience, which means suffering, have her perfect work,
Right.
that ye may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing.
Right. That you may be perfect, entirely wanting nothing. And how do we get to that point? By fearing the Lord. And I want to show you that. If you can, get me the Apocrypha.
Yes, sir.
And get me, I think it's Sirach 40. We're going to go back to these scriptures. Sirach 40 and verse 24, I believe it is. Start by reading verse 25 though. Any one of you brothers can
Sirach
get it.
40 and
40 and 24.
24.
I'm already there, but
You did?
Okay, well,
oh yeah, this is the one.
Yeah.
Verse 25. It says Ecclesiasticus, also known as Sirach 40 and 26, riches and strength. 25.
and read it with a little bit of power too, brother.
Ecclesiasticus 40 and 25. Gold and silver make the foot stand sure, but counsel is esteemed above them both.
Go on.
Riches and strength lift up the heart,
Right.
but the fear of the Lord is above them both.
Right.
There is no want in the fear of the Lord.
That's what I was getting at. There is no want to the fear of the Lord. Because see, check this out, right? A man could have all of the wealth and the excessive riches they can have, right? But you need that final it's kingly essential that you need this. And what you need is the Lord with you. Because the Lord is the essence of man's prosperity. If you can give me that, just one more scripture. The essence of a nation's prosperity, especially the nation of Israel, is Yahweh through His Son Yahushua, right? So that's what's going to have us continue being excellent in the kingdom of heaven. Let me say it even more and better. Let me quote the scripture we just read. That's what's going to have us so that we're going to have the eternal weight of glory, because the Lord is going to be with you. It's going to be His glory, by the way. So like I was saying before, we're not gonna be living the way we're living right now. You know, here it is, you get your woman, right, and you find out some bullshit ass woman. No, your woman is gonna be a high class woman. She's gonna treat you like a high class man. And you're gonna be treated as a prince. The reason why you're being treated the way you're treated now, because you've been brought under tribute. That's the reason why. So everything around you think is something because you ain't really had anything, and it's all bullshit anyway. And that's why the scripture says, seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, and all of those things will be added unto you. Because if our circumstances don't change, then the treatment ain't going to change. Go on, brother. If you got the scripture, I'll call for it.
It's the one that says humility and fear. Like humility and fear of the Lord are riches and honor back.
Yeah, you can get that. You can get that.
This This is Proverbs 22:4. By humility and the fear of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, are riches and honor and life.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you want to be honorable, if you want to be an honorable individual, you have to go through humiliation first. And there you go. So you're gonna get that. That's eventually gonna come, but you're gonna have to suffer the process. That's why the brother read, let patience have a perfect work. So we gotta go through the difficult times until the time will be appointed that we'll receive the blessings. And Yahweh Shah is gonna appoint the blessings. Absolutely. And it's to a point now, like, you know, when I see these women, right, I can just kind of tell if I was with them, just reading their spirits, she's gonna give me a hard time. I can already see it.
Big time, that's him.
You know? They're gonna give you a hard time. The way they talk, the way they act, the way they walk, you can see it, man. It's clear. Sometimes you can read people sometimes, man, and you get them mapped the fuck out correctly. Go on, brother.
Continue together unless they agree.
Uh-huh.
I mean, that applies to, you know, the truth, but there's got to be some kind of common ground, and they're juiced in, totally juiced in.
Yeah, into the world. Yeah.
Anyway.
Really, what you need is a woman that's gonna, again, support you, man, and help you out so that she can help your family out. If she can't do that, then you know what? It's best for you to just leave her to it, man. Like that situation over there, let's just say you was in a situation with that. How is that gonna help you out as a man? How is that gonna get you from point A to point B as a man? You in that situation. Go on, brother. It doesn't add up. It doesn't. If it ain't math in it, it's just not for you to invest. Go on, brother. That's just me talking anyway. And what I noticed too about life, you gotta look at life as a science, man. And that everything has to be calculated. You gotta calculate everything. You gotta see, okay, is this gonna work? And if it does work, I'll get into that. I'll invest in it.
Wow.
If it ain't gonna work, I don't want nothing to do with it. I don't. One thing I don't like nowadays is wasting my time, man.
Yeah. You know why, Ella? Because your time is precious. You know what I mean? Precious time.
Yeah. You go on, brother.
This is back in Tobit 13 and 17. And the streets of Jerusalem shall be paved with beryl and carbuncle and stones of Ophir.
Yeah, that's gotta be what is it? Like a greenish, like an emerald green type of color. You read that again, my fucking show.
And the streets of Jerusalem shall be paved with beryl.
Yeah, it's gonna be paved with beryl. That's like a green sort of gemstone. Someone look up beryl.
Beryl is green, isn't it?
Yeah, it's green. But what kind of color was that though? What kind of green? Excuse me. What kind of green is it?
My loving brother. What beryl?
Yeah.
There you go.
So, yeah, it's equivalent to emerald. That's what I was thinking. Show it on my brother. Done.
Bell,
Yes, it's emerald equivalent. It's just like a lighter emerald.
Yep.
As you can see on camera. Yeah, so. Yep.
Verse 18. And her street shall say, Hallelujah,
Right.
and they shall praise him, saying,
Yeah.
Blessed be the Most High Yahweh.
And that's another goodly thing about the kingdom is that the kingdom itself is gonna praise the Lord, man.
Oh, yes.
It's gonna exalt him. The glorification of our kingdom, the environment itself is gonna praise him.
that's what carbuncle looks like.
Yeah, that's like a ruby.
Yeah, like a ruby. Seen it like a ruby. Yeah.
Gone.
I believe it is a ruby, but that's the biblical name, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, if you got those kind of gemstones, that's gonna be what is it? Be paved in the kingdom.
Carbuncle
Come
looks
on,
like.
like those are not no cheap ass stones. That's not no regular stone that you spend hundreds of
Sweet, man,
pounds.
sweet.
These are costly stones in the thousands, and in some cases 100,000. So that's what's going to be paid on our city. So we're going to be a glorious looking people. Our city is going to be a glorious city. See, when you look at the UK, right, and no disrespect, and also when you look at America too, it looks like shit.
Dark.
It looks dark and dreary. You got shit on the floor, man. Even when you go to these world areas, it's all kind of shit on the floor. and people just look poor. They don't dress up anymore. Call me bothered, right? But in the kingdom, we're going to be looking glorious. We're going to be dressed. We're going to be dressed to impress. Everything's going to be quality, like I said. We're going to have a high standard quality living. The children that you're going to reproduce, they're going to be
Belgium
quality
stone.
standard.
Beautiful color, bro.
They're going to respect their elders. They're going to have a sense of respect. Our offspring, the people of Israel are going to have a sense of respect. They're going to walk with respect. They're going to respect one another. They're going to treat each other with kindness. It ain't going to be no nigga shit. Like when you hit the projects, right? Or brothers do live in the projects, you know, yeah, you cool with one another and all that, but there ain't no sort of respect and kindness with that. And you're going to respect one another.
If I could just say it,
Yeah, go on, brother.
Because people ain't necessarily wicked and malicious. Like
It's the
everybody's
environment.
It's the environment, and it's like what's that crabs in a barrel
mentality.
effect. So once upon a time, that people, you know, when you speak to some of the people that are older than us, they say you could go out of your house and leave the doors open.
Yeah.
Now everybody, things have ramped up.
Yeah.
People are trying harder. It's harder to survive.
Right.
So people may turn on their neighbor, which the scriptures, that's going to happen. But people are a bit more on edge,
Right.
because of the stress that people are experiencing.
Yeah, and you know what too as well. You know what I believe, right? Where the crabs of the barrel mentality comes from. It comes from people that come from a household where they got like 8, 9, 10 siblings, where they had to go fight, you know, just so they could sleep in a particular area, you know, and all that shit, you know, because you know moms only can afford maybe a 2-bedroom household or whatever. So all of these kids, they had to fight through and you know, and get their own little space or
Sibling
whatever.
rivalry as well.
Sibling rivalry.
Yeah.
So they kind of come out with that kind of mentality. They grew up with that mentality and they take that on the work.
Right.
It's the curses as well.
And it's that's the ultimate thing.
Because you know the scripture says that your eye
Shall be evil towards your brother.
brother. Right?
Yeah.
So that crab in a bucket mentality is more like envy. See, Jake doesn't want to see another Jake getting up there because he can't get up.
Yeah.
So he don't want no one to get up.
Yeah,
And it's
yeah.
a sad way to be. But
It's unfortunate, yeah.
It's true.
Yeah, it is.
You know?
Yeah.
That's your point as well.
And really and truly, that's the difference between us and the other nations, man. Even when you look at the small hats, you know, they keep it in the, you know, they business with each other. Elam, you know, the way they help their people come here and make sure they've got a sustainable living situations for themselves and their family. They help each other. But as Jake, we're like, we want you to do good, but not better than me.
Yeah, right.
You know?
Yeah, but you know, just like the officer said though, really boils down to the curses, man. That's really the nuts and bolts of it all, and that's why we're so messed up as a people, man, overall. That's why we're in these environments, going into, you know, nonsensical environments. Whose boat is it? I got 2 of them, man. Oh, that's yours. Okay. God. You're going, brother.
Oh yeah, this is Baruch 4 and 25. It says, my children suffer patiently the wrath that has come upon you from the Most High. For thine enemy hath persecuted thee, but shortly thou shalt see his destruction and shalt tread upon his neck.
Yeah, and that's another thing too. That's another blessing to have, is being able to persecute your enemies, to get your lip back on your enemies that did wrong to you. All these years we had to suffer just, you know, going through the motions of this life, knowing damn well that these people fucked us up, man, and couldn't get our lick back. But the time is going to come, we're going to be able to get our lick back. Like when Esau told us, right, oh yeah, y'all are free now. Back in 1865, when you had the Emancipation Proclamation, that was all bullshit. The Emancipation Proclamation was just slaves going from the north and being slaves, going from the south and being slaves up north.
Right.
That's all it was. So we went really from from hardcore slavery to sharecropping to being corporatized slaves. It hasn't changed at all. Now everyone's a slave. Everybody's a corporatized slave now.
Yep. And they were still doing that in America up until the 60s.
Yeah.
So it wasn't even that long ago when they stopped doing that.
Yeah. Yeah, you still had niggas picking on pot.
Yeah.
Hardcore in the 60s.
Some of them, like, because they're so they were so secluded, isolated,
Yeah.
that they didn't even know that laws had changed and there was food
Yeah.
and stuff.
Especially the older ones too. Yeah. Especially them older Judites and some of them Reubenites here and there.
That's some wicked shit.
Yeah. So they just kept it going. They kept. Well, I mean, if you want to get your profits, because Esau's about profits. They was all about the money. They never cared about our life, and they don't give a shit about human life right now. And that's why we're gonna kick their fucking asses, man.
Oh yeah.
Go on, my brother.
I'll read it again. Baruch 4:25. It says, my children suffer patiently the wrath that has come upon you from the Most High. For thine enemy have persecuted thee, but thou shalt shortly see his destruction and shalt tread upon his neck.
Yeah, we shall surely see his destruction. And we're kind of seeing it in a roundabout way. We're seeing these Edomites complain about the standard of living and, the ending of the world. And you know what, too? The Spirit got me sensing that these devils are becoming very racially, not racially, but racially guilty. There's a sense of racial guilt with these Edomites now because they know, man. Like one thing about Esau, they know that there's what is it? If you do wrong, you shall receive the wrong that you have done. Right. They know that very well.
Manifest destiny.
Yeah, they said that.
As they say,
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So they know that what they've done to so-called black people was terrible. They know this very well, and they can't hide from it. That's why they all talking about it on the IG. And you got some Edomites. They're just like very upset of just being who they are.
Yep.
So there's a lot of that going on too, and that's what's really having an effect on them negatively, and as well as the whole country.
Because they know that. Look, they like to say things like, "Oh, I never had slaves." But you know that it doesn't matter whether you had them or not. You know ultimately that it's your people.
Yeah.
So it's a collective, man. If we are collectively what you say we are, then collectively you are what we say you are. Because they like to bunch us
all together.
We're all murderers and
drug dealers,
right. Violent, and all this, that, and the other. What else do you reckon same can go for you?
Yeah.
Ultimately, the Lord. That's how the Lord deals with it, man.
Yeah.
It's nation. He put the whole of the Israel, the whole of the nation of Israel, under the curses, man.
Yeah, he sure did.
So the reversal has to happen to you.
Absolutely. And that's what's beginning right now. Because again, they're complaining about the standard of living. And Jake been going through that through ages. Being undermined and in so many different ways. Redlined. Using all forms of oppression against our people. But we've just dealt with it. Now these crackers, they can't even deal with it. I gotta cut.
It's hard.
Yeah, man, I gotta cut down on that C word right there, man. No, but I mean,
but that just means that terminology. For those that don't know, that comes from them cracking the whip, man.
Yeah.
There's no power behind. There's no racial power behind that when you say that.
That's right. That's very true.
There's no power there, man. Mm-hmm. You can't call them that and they're gonna go home feeling a way about it.
Yeah.
So no, I think you're right to say that. To be honest.
Yeah, man.
Ain't nothing wrong with saying that. It is what it is, dude. That's what they did, right? We never
yes,
made
they did
that.
Yeah, they did.
So that's on them.
Yeah.
They was cracking the whip, man.
Yeah, they was. And they did us terrible. Yeah. So all of that right there, they know, like I was saying, that they're gonna have to pay the piper one of these days. They know it's coming. Right. And that's why they all have this racial guilt trip now. Yeah. And you know what? Have at it, Esau. You deserve to be guilty because you're guilty.
If I may say something else though, that's why we have to crack them back spiritually.
Oh yeah, we will.
All right? And that's why they know they do it wrong, because they say let bygones be bygones.
Right.
Because they know they're being spiritually whipped now, right? And then they say, okay, can we all get along? All of a sudden we could join. No, I don't go that way. It's just, the deal is done. It's done.
Yeah.
Take a part of it.
That's what I'm saying.
They don't forget nothing.
They don't forget nothing.
So why should we?
Yeah.
It's like you gotta always remember 9/11. You gotta remember what happened in the Second World War. You gotta remember what happened to the so-called. But whenever we talk about our plight, just let it go. Don't talk about it.
Yeah.
You know, because when you talk about it, you highlight the issue.
Yes.
And you highlight that the same American people, the same Edomites that like to shake your hands and pat you on the back, work with you, they're really the devil. And they don't want you to look at them as the devil.
Right. I just pulled up the Thomas, to back you up, I just pulled up the Thomas Jefferson quote, right? It was that famous quote, quote 1981. It said, I for my country when I reflect that.
Sorry, 1981.
1781. 1781. Yeah, that famous quote, Thomas Jefferson, I tremble for my country when I reflect that God is just, that his justice cannot sleep forever.
Wow.
Right? Kissinger, this is what he said.
Interesting.
In
I
context,
never heard this before.
That's a heavy quote.
I've done a video on it years
good.
ago. Because I know that in the Christian church, that's all they say.
Yeah.
To your point,
Yeah.
they drum that in you, let bygones be bygones. Don't go, that's what they were doing. I started to be cognizant of that. That's all they want to drum on in you, in the
Yeah.
church. So that famous quote, it says, Jefferson used
I never heard that.
the line to express his moral dread over the institutions of America's slavery and his fear of divine retribution upon the nation.
Right.
And he had slaves when I done some research.
But
Thomas
he said
Jefferson.
divine retribution. That's heaven. So he
And
knows.
yeah, the Edomite, but as you say, to your point, Elder, they worry about they know they're suffering that guilt now.
Yeah, because if Thomas Jefferson can say all of that, then that means they know that it's coming down the pipe, man. They know. And that's why, and that's the reason why they keep looking at Jake and pointing the finger, well, look what these niggas is doing. All the daggone time. Every time Jake do something on some wicked shit, they're always the first ones on the X to talk shit about Jake. Or even wherever you find them talking shit about. Because what it's really to do about is, what they want to do is they want to make themselves feel better about themselves for the wrongs that they have done.
Yeah.
So if we keep doing some nigga shit, then maybe they could say to themselves, well, maybe it was kind of cool that we enslaved these niggas.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But when we don't do no wrong, now it's just like, oh shit, like we fucked up.
The statistics prove them wrong.
Yeah.
They're the most vicious and violent criminal people.
Yeah.
And getting back to, you know, the guilt part of it, that's the reason, part of the reason why they don't want to give reparations. Not that
Right.
we here want it,
Yeah.
but as a people, our people want that because they feel that, because they have been done.
Yeah.
But that, if they, the moment they pay that, that shows guilt.
Yeah.
Once they say, oh, we've got to give these people, you know, what we owe them, then you're putting your hands up, man.
Yeah. And what they don't want with Jake is they don't want Jake to overpass them economically. Because then we're gonna take over their jobs. We're gonna take over them economically, and then we're gonna have our own jobs. And then guess what? Other people will want to work for us. And the thing with these Edomite Americans, they know the skill set that Jake has. They know the amount of work that we put in. So just imagine if we use that work and build on our, let's just say we use our work ethic and put that back in the nation. We're gonna be surpassing them on every single level.
Yeah.
They're not gonna have a leg to stand on.
Yeah.
That's the fear. That's why they don't wanna give reparations. But guess what? We know that shit ain't coming anyway because they ain't even got the money for that. They got the money for bombs and these bullets that they're gonna use in the Second World War. That's really where the money's going down to.
Hey, someone should look and see how many black towns, so-called black towns and cities that they destroyed. So imagine if those imagine if they were managed to exist.
Yeah, because it wasn't just Tulsa, Oklahoma.
There was a lot. There was I think it was near on maybe
Every state.
Or so.
Yeah.
Oh, are you looking for that? Yeah, man.
This is Job 20:10. His children shall seek to please the poor, and his hand shall restore their goods. His bones are full of the sin of his youth, which shall lie down with him in the dust.
Yeah, and that's another good scripture too. What is it? His sins. Read that again.
Yep. It says, Job 20:11, his bones are full of the sin of his youth.
Right. His bones are full of the sins of his youth. And see, what Americans have been told lies about is that America started out with Christian values. No, it did not. The founding fathers of America, they were all Masons. They were all stone building motherfuckers on the left-hand side. That was really what they built America on. And that's why America has always dialed into the left-hand side. That's always been the real power of America, is the left-hand side power. Christianity, listen, Americans' Christian values, that's all bullshit. Because if America was so Christian, you wouldn't have what happened to Jake on the swords of America. Even that one pastor, man, that pastor, he was kicking the truth a little bit, though. I give him, man. I forgot the guy's name, but I did a thing on him, and he was saying it. He was like, man, like, America could have been a Christian nation. You know, and that's something that they use too. Esau's been using Christianity as a guise to make themselves look benevolent, look like angels, look like the good old guys, when in fact they were all the bad guys all along. Just like you mentioned, you can't compare the amount of destruction that Esau has caused, the so-called white man has caused, all around the planet Earth. You want to talk about using atomic energy. You want to talk about the guns. Who invented the guns and put the guns in people's hands? It was these devils. So let's just say you got like maybe 1,000 individuals that shot and killed 25 people. How many people you have to also say, how many people did you kill by the hands of all of these guns? So Esau got a lot of death. You know, he got a whole lot of death on his table. You know what I mean? That's the analogy I can use.
Hey, what's that scripture when it talks about the land being cleansed?
Yeah, somebody get the numbers. Yeah, somebody get that for the office.
That's the bottom line, isn't it? You know, he shed a lot of blood, man. You think he can just get away with that? That's one when you hear them Edomite Christians talking about heaven and stuff like that. You're gonna see heaven, but you ain't gonna see it how you think you're gonna see it. You ain't gonna see how you think you're gonna see it. You're gonna be witnessing it, but you're not gonna be a part of it like that. It ain't for you, man. You're in your heaven right now.
That's it.
So if your heaven right now is shit, that's on you. Yeah. Because the Lord's given your people, you know, the fat of the land, basically.
That's right.
So if you're Edomite in this world, man, that's your blessing.
That's it.
Already, man.
And I mean, don't get mad, man. Don't get mad because we looking pretty decent now. Look, you just didn't get your cut. You're just gonna have to look at yourself as a two-time loser, so.
Sorry, bro.
And it shows that it shows, like you said, that they can feel that they're going down because they're still got the power right now, but they're complaining about everything.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
No, I mean, it doesn't make any sense. But to us, it makes sense. But if you was an outsider looking in, it wouldn't make sense.
Yeah.
You have everything, but yet you're complaining about the immigrants. Complaining about, you know, Jake taking over, taking your women, and all this other crap you're talking about.
Right.
Because you know you're grip, you're losing it.
Yeah.
It's over, buddy.
It's over.
When it's over, it's over.
So, yeah. Just wait for that fat lady to sing, bro.
Numbers 35 and 33. So ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood it defileth the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it.
You gotta
because Babylon is that's the big scene, right? Where it's all gonna happen. That's really where the majority of the destruction is gonna occur, man. Because of what you did. Like they always try to defend what they've done with slavery, but there's a reason why it's called chattel slavery.
Right.
Because you're using humans like cattle.
Right. Yeah.
You're breeding them. You're making the mothers sleep with the sons, vice versa, you know, and the father sleep with the daughter. All this madness, man. Because that's a part of Esau's DNA, incest anyway. So them it ain't like, it's not even crazy to them. So you bred our people like that. Right? You took a lot of lives and to this day you still do it.
Yeah.
So in order for that, listen, that land is only going to be cleansed by fire.
It has to be, yeah.
You know, and after the cleansing, it's going to be setting an example. Someone could get back to them precepts as well.
And you know, to include, there's a website I was checking out. How they had bottles of soil of the slaves that got lynched in that area. That was buried in there. Yeah, there's a particular website on that. So I mean, yeah, they're gonna have to pay. America's gonna have to be destroyed off of that because of the like he was going into Numbers 33.
In fact, you still got them cities.
Yeah,
a couple of them cities.
Devil's Punch Bowl.
Oh yeah.
Here's about the Devil's Punch Bowl.
Because man, it's like they can't leave Jake alone. Esau is nothing without Jake. That's why, you know, we're gonna talk about some of them towns that Jake built out there in Babylon and was thriving alone, doing well. Because without the influence of Esau, Jake does all right, man. Esau's a heavy influence on the left-hand side on Jake as well. Yeah. But without him around, them towns were thriving. They had everything they needed. They had schools, hospitals, banks, doctors, surgeries, and all that sort of good stuff. Fire brigade and all that stuff. You need everything you need. all the logistical elements that you need to run a city or a town.
They had their own schools too.
Yeah, that's massive. Exactly. Because now you're teaching the narrative that you want your children to understand, not what Esau wants them to know. And they couldn't have that. Why? Because they don't like to see. It's fear. First and foremost, it's fear.
Yes, fear.
It's fear, man.
Can I say something, right? And it's one key word that Esau fears, the word commerce, right? Because they don't want us to be self-sufficient. You know what I mean?
It's true.
They just want it to depend on them. That's what it is. They say, if they want to Esau, we go to Esau for the want of all things, right? So it's their design. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, because like the prophet said, man, like, commerce is definitely important to them because if they're running our pockets, man, we don't have the food. You know. So they devise all kind of plots and stuff that were believable at the time to go in and destroy them towns, man.
Yeah.
It was fear. Oh, them niggas over there, they're making money.
Yeah.
They're selling this, that, and the other. Now we got to go to them to get certain
Yeah,
things.
that's it.
Right? I didn't like that. That's why they. Have you ever heard of the reason why? I'll tell this quickly. Why there's a negative connection between so-called blacks and watermen. It's because after slavery, they were selling them, and they were selling them a good, making good money for it, man. So they had to try and disparage it by, making caricatures of Jakes.
Right.
And that big, big coonish smiles and all of that. With the waterman. That's why I call the waterman and smile.
Right.
So they did everything in their power to make it a negative thing.
Yeah.
Who doesn't like? If you like fruit, who doesn't like watermelon?
Come on.
I still like watermelon.
Talking about that.
I just had some yesterday.
Yeah, it's one of the best things. If you want to hydrate yourself, the best things to get for one of the best things.
And it's also good for testosterone too. Boosts your testosterone on a crazy level. Especially if you have two of them.
Hey, the scriptures say that he accomplishes a diligent search. So he knows how to manipulate them. He had all the propaganda, the postcards and all that stuff. So in turn now Jakes sometimes feel away about eating fried chicken. That's enough.
Stereotypes.
Yeah, stereotypes.
This is if something's good, something's good. I don't give a shit about the stereotype.
Yeah, well, we know better anyway, so we don't give a shit about what he's got to say.
Right, so this is Black Wall Street. The Greenwood district of Tulsa, Oklahoma, was destroyed in 1921, not the 18th century, the 1700s. While racially motivated mob destructions of prosperous minority towns occurred primarily during the late 19th and early 20th centuries, the Jim Crow era, rather than the 18th century, several towns and communities suffered total destruction by fire during racial or ethnic riots.
We only talk about the Tulsa, Oklahoma, Black Wall Street, but there's a couple there. Just read some of the dates as well.
This
It's only because it's one of the most ones that people talk about.
Yeah.
But and it should really go into the others just to get on your point what you're saying.
And also too is the most successful.
Yeah. They hit that hard. They had bombers, man.
Yeah.
So you had the military involved to a degree. I'm sure it wasn't like a planned out thing, but they had guys that could fly the planes and bomb them.
Yeah, and that's how they got them.
One thing I just realized as well, really, Edomite superiority is really Edomite insecurity, because
thin line.
all these other nations, they can have these kind of things established, but when Jake has it established, oh no, now there's a problem.
Yeah.
Because part of the reason that I let you read that is because they see how powerful we actually are.
Yeah.
Because even when we're at the bottom, we still show them that we're better than them.
Yeah.
So that's where the fear comes into play. They're thinking, imagine if these people
had their own thing.
Yeah, had their own thing. We're finished. And you're right, you would be finished because you are actually at the bottom. They're actually realistically, truthfully, and spiritually at the bottom.
Yep. Basis of men.
And too, when you check it too, even their work ethic is trash.
Shit.
Every single thing is shit. The way they cook is shit. It's just everything is shit. So that's why they're so scared of our progress. And too, you already know, because when Jake does good. When Jake does good, right? They have the fancy cars and everything, and a lot of them Jakes was driving fancy cars. So they were kind of neck and neck with Esau economically. And them crackers back then, they didn't want that shit. How the hell is a nigga driving the same, if not a better car than me in them days in the 20s. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, listen, he's a projector.
Yep.
Everything that he says about us is what he does. Yeah. Get that real quick and then we'll get back to the
This is John 10 and verse 10. The thief cometh not, but for to steal, and to kill, and to destroy. I am come that they might have life, and that they might have it more abundantly.
So that's his MO, man. You know, steal, kill, destroy. That's him. Everything. That's why his so-called culture is shit, because he doesn't have one. He takes from everybody.
Culture vulture.
He's the biggest culture vulture.
He's what is it? He's uninnovative.
Yeah. This place, it talks about the British Isles. It's not even your place, man. Talk about people being English. What is English? You're not English, man.
Yeah.
Well, you come from the caves, man. You know what I mean? This ain't your place. Because you refuse to learn history before you was in power. That's all you know.
Yeah.
You don't know about anything else. You don't know about, ancient civilizations and stuff like that. You know, where the world wasn't separated by skin color.
Right. And another thing too, they talk about, oh yeah, well they use like the carbonating thing, right? Oh yeah, the Earth was like 1 million years old. Listen, it all changes all the time. One scientist will say, oh yeah, well the Earth is 20 million years old. The next nigga will say, oh yeah, we done found out it's 40 billion years old. So which one is it? It's all bullshit.
Confusion. It's to keep you away from creation.
That part.
Yeah, it's to keep you away from the fact of creation and a creator. You know?
Because when you check the scriptures out, the scriptures actually gives you the actual date. If you look and you research, you will see the actual state, how old the Earth actually is. Yeah. And it ain't no millions of years old. Damn sure that ain't the case.
12,000, 30,000 years old.
Yeah, between 10 and 12.
Yeah, between there,
This is
This is Job 13 and verse 4. But ye are forgers of lies, ye are all physicians of no value.
That's it. That's how they establish their power, through lies, deception. There's no value in whatever they do, because whatever they do, the scripture says, the earth. No. The earth is destroyed under the
earth is defiled, the inhabitants thereof.
Under the inhabitants. Yeah. Because you don't do anything that's fruitful to the earth. You just do everything you do is destructive, man. You poison the land. You till the land.
Yeah.
You know, you poison the air. You poison the minds of the people. Everything is just poison. And then you go about like you're the greatest thing on earth, and you do this and you do that. Your movies just portray you as the heroes all the time. You're the villains, man.
And that's the reality. The reality is on a global stage, Esau is the evil. He is the devil. And that's why for so many years he's been trying to use us as the scapegoat, to not have it look like that's the case. But even they themselves, they can clearly see now that they're the devil. And we've been telling the world for years, man. We've been on them broad streets, shouting loud, giving it large for years. And we told them, look, you so-called white people are the devil. We told them this. Now they can clearly see it.
And even those other tribes have been calling them that for years as well, centuries.
Yeah.
They see what they do. They come over there. Listen, a man, they're showing themselves. They've been showing their arse forever. So you can't deny it. You see what they've been doing. You had that picture.
Me, Isaiah 24:5. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant.
But then you will say that you're Christians, man. You know, but you're doing everything that opposes the laws and commandments. That's not how the Lord made it for you to be plastered in concrete everywhere.
Right.
All that shit covering up the land. There's vibrations on the thing.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You know what I mean? You're selling people water. You've got rid of all the fruit trees. You can't walk anywhere on this earth. Well, you can some places, but in the westernized places, you can't walk anywhere and just pick fruit off the tree.
Right.
I mean, there are some that you can get the little bramble bushes, you get your berries and all of that, and maybe you might find a little plum trees once in a while, but they've removed the majority of them. So you have to go and buy that shit. Listen, man, the law never set out like that.
Right.
You're supposed to be able to live off this land, man. And now he's selling you the parts of the land.
And also, too, he's selling you water, that which is supposed to be free.
He's selling you water.
So that's just what it is, and see, this is why we need Yahweh Shah to come back, because if Yahweh Shah don't come back, we're gonna just suffer slowly but surely, and die in the same way. So we need the changing of rulership. That's why you know, brothers, man, you know, all of us are so eager to see the day of the Lord. You know, yeah, it's a scary thing in some cases to think about and check it, but it's needed, man, because if the Lord don't come back, hey, you might as well just call it a day and close the Bible, man. And that's not going to be the case, because the Lord ain't a liar. He opened up the books for a reason, so that the books can be told and brought into fruition.
And listen, if you are on the right side of this thing, we ain't got to fear Yahweh Shah.
Yeah.
So it's normal to be fearful of the things to come before that. Not fearful, but, you know, listen, we're not superheroes out here. We're just men. So we know that there's some terrible things to come. We just pray that the Lord will bring us through that, and we're of the elect. If we are of the elect, and we believe that, then we'll be fine.
Yeah, we'll be good. But I'm just speaking.
No, I'm not trying to say that.
Nah, that's cool. I'm just saying, because, you know, like we're some brothers, you know. Well, I mean, most of us, we're human beings, so, you know, that gonna kick in. But at the end, because I think the same way as well. Listen, I mean, if you're doing the right thing, you're on the right side of the Most High, hey, everything's gonna go smooth. Everything's gonna be good.
You know, the bottom line of it is that there's nothing we can do. You said it, the book is open. You said it's, you know, like it's all gonna happen. It's all gonna happen. It's all factual. There's nothing. So regardless of how we feel,
yeah, it's gonna happen regardless. Yeah,
it's gonna happen.
You're going, bro.
This is Micah 2 and verse 10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest.
Yeah, and you know, too, as well, this ain't our rest either. So let's just say we're in that moment in time, right, where people are lining up and they're getting that mark. And you see niggas walking around with the mark of the beast on. That's gonna mark the day where we literally gonna be out of here, man. That's gonna mark the day of the abolishment of our captivity. That same day is gonna be the day we're gonna be delivered and saved, and we're gonna be able to see Yahweh Shah come back, man, and bring the kingdom of heaven. You know, so that's gonna be a very pivotal day, and that's just something I was meditating before I got here. Like, just imagine we was in that day and time, and the thought originated back to the live that I was watching, right, with Apostle Tahar, when he mentioned that when he told that Benjamin, right, last week, he said, man, the Lord could come in a matter of months, man. And that little smile on my face is just like, but what if the Lord comes back in a matter of months? What if they put that ship, you know, in activation in a matter of months? That's gonna be a beautiful, wonderful thing, man, I tell you. You know, like, just imagine that, bro. When niggas is lining up for real, like every as you, like you watching your television, and they telling you, look, you know, a chaotic scene happened, a T attack happened. Everybody gotta go get a chip now. Shit, I ain't taking no fucking chip, man.
Imagine that, or you know, a massive economic crash.
Yeah, that.
You know.
Yeah.
And that's when they start talking about now. You know, money. You know, we have to start dealing with this digital stuff now.
Right.
Listen, and the time is speeding up, man. I heard some Edomites talking about how, you know, it feels like time's moving fast. I'm thinking it is moving. Like we're not, you know, the time relative to us is not the same as it is to how much. So even though, you know, our understanding of time, it does feel. Listen, I remember telling people last year that I've been working where I work for 10 years. In 2 months, I'll be working 11 years. And it felt like I was just telling them that, man. That's been playing on my mind all week.
Wow.
Because I'm just realizing that the time is just moving, man.
Yep. It's August.
Yeah, it's like I just realized, right? Just the land back on what you're saying, right? I just realized the place that I've been living in has been actually 16 years now. Wow. Yeah, that tells you, man, like the office is saying, time is going quick.
Even the time you've been in the truth, that tells you a lot how it's moving.
Yeah.
Who's that?
Yeah, go on, guys.
Matthew 24 and 21. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved.
Yeah, so that's what I was saying. Like when the mark of the beast comes in a matter of weeks, I would say, or even a month even, we're gonna be out of here, man. Like, yeah, we're gonna be out and about. Brothers are gonna be probably in the wilderness or however it's gonna go down. Some brothers are gonna be in the cities. But one way or the other, we're gonna suffer everything that we need to suffer in a matter of a short span of time. It's gonna move quick. It's gonna move absolutely quick because once the mark of the beast is come in effect, that's the last prophecy of the law. There's no more to go. There's no need for Esau to go for another 5 months, 10 years, 40 years. It's over and out. That's the last of the more. So now the Lord has two things have to happen. This is gonna come and hit this place, and also the Lord he's gonna have to return. So the days are gonna be short, literally on that time. It's gonna move fast. Go on, brother.
Matthew 24 and 22. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved.
Right.
But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened.
For the elect's sake, those days are going to be short. So we're going to be out of here before you know it. Because even like right now, as you were speaking about, because you can get up like really early, right? And time still goes quick.
Yeah.
A lot of the times when you get up, like when you go to bed early, especially, and you get up, time moves mad slow. But it don't matter what you do now. Time just goes quick.
This week, man.
Talk about it, brother.
Man, you know, I've had this week of work, right? And you know, usually I'm an early bird. I start my day early. You know, Tuesday I slept in a bit. I woke up at 10:30, and then before you know it, like I've done 1, 2 things, and it's the end of the day.
It's the end of the day.
Next thing you know, it's the end of the week. I'm like, bro, where'd the time go?
Yeah.
But that's
It's crazy.
But that's the beauty of it because, like the elder was saying, man, like these are the signs now. So if the day's moving like that, then the week's moving like that, then it just means that everything's moving like that.
Yeah.
So like you said, before you know it, you know this man's gonna start, you know, breaking shit's gonna start breaking out all over the earth, wars and all that sort of stuff. The big one's gonna come. You know, I'm slacking first. You know, we have to have a chip and all that. Big one's gonna come, and that's it. We out.
Yeah. And the reason why time is going so quick too, because you gotta remember, they're building these data centers already now. The data centers are getting built up. So just imagine when the mark of the beast is actually here. Shit is gonna move fucking quick, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, they're not gonna mess with that.
No.
They're not gonna mess around. They're not gonna mess around when they implement that thing. It's not gonna be some drawn out thing. It's gonna be like they're gonna have them soldiers in the street.
Yep. Guillotines on already.
Lines upon lines upon lines of people.
Yeah.
You know, and there's gonna be 2 lines. There's gonna be lines of people getting forced.
Yeah.
There's gonna be lines of them people that are just willingly gonna go and take that.
That's right. And as a matter of fact, to support that, get Revelation 12 and 12.
That's exactly what I'm holding.
Read it.
Revelation 12 and 12. Therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time.
Yeah, and these devils are going to come with it, man. It's like right now, you know what I see right now when you check these articles out on this New World Order stuff, the data centers and all that, right? You can kind of see that Esau is starting to pick up the pace. Years ago, he was dragging his feet on his agenda. Now he ain't dragging his feet. It's go time now. It's go time. So again, just imagine when we reach that point, this thing is going to go super duper quick. Just like Apostle Hard taught us, man. It's going to go, you can see it too. Because again, what other reason would it need to slow down? Right. If all of the prophecies have come to pass, right? Okay, you've had trouble. That's already come to pass. What else you got? You got the World War III. It's brewing already, right? We're already in World War III. We can just call it, that's already come to pass already, right? The mark of the beast. Once the mark of the beast gets in, that's it. There's no more.
Ooh, the race wars.
The race wars, that's already come to class wars.
Yep.
If everything's come to pass already, what more we gotta wait on? Huh?
Yeah, they're here and they're brewing. They all get to that ultimate stage.
Right.
And then everything Like you said there, like that World War III, it doesn't have to be like, it doesn't just go boom, World War III.
Right.
It's a progression into these things. It has to start from something.
Yeah, but the progression, and you're absolutely correct, because World War III has to progress. But it's been progressing ever since 19, had a lot of time to progress. Now we're at a point where it's just right here. Go on,
And if I may say this, right? A major thing what Esau is doing is putting people to sleep. Right? Because they have all these, the games, the Olympics, everything going on.
Right.
But the scriptures are in 1 Thessalonians 5:3. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon
That's
them as a travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape.
Yeah, because the time is going to come. They're going to say, oh, yeah, everything's hunky-dory.
That's it.
After a super-duper crisis then already came. But they're going to say, look, everybody has to go up and go get the mark now. You know, when you get that mark now, everything can go right back to normal again. Just like when they told the lie 6 years ago, when they said that a particular variant was knocking niggas out. Crazy, right? By these large numbers and shit. And the VC area was already done. I said area. The VC era was already done for. You can go back and do what you was doing before, whether you was going into a bar, enjoying your drinks with your pals, or you was going to a club and you was dancing it up with the women and all of that. You know, getting some box. Everybody can go right back to square one again. That's what they told the world, right? So when they push this law, it's going to be like once everybody got a certain amount of implantable device in them, then everything will go back to normal now. But by then, guess what? The Lord's day is going to suddenly come upon the world. The destruction is going to suddenly come upon the people. You know? And it's going to look like everything's going to be all right, because even we still going to be out here. It tells you that. Right. As a matter of fact, you give me that, brother. Give me that in Matthew's. Give me that in Matthew's. I think it's the 23 or is it 24, where it reads that what is it?
The days of Noah?
Remember back in that day, 24. There was war.
Yeah.
Let's still get back on that as well.
God, yeah, Salakia, brother. Yeah, someone give me that in Matthew's 20. I think it's 23 where it reads, right? Blessed are they which is going to be still in well doing. Yeah, blessed are they when the Lord cometh, he shall see them in well doing.
Oh.
It's 24.
Yep. This is Matthew 24, and starting from verse 46, it says, Blessed is that servant whom his Lord, when he cometh, shall find so doing.
Yeah, so we're going to be out here still. That means we're still going to be here. You know, because the Lord, because check this out, the Lord is going to come back, right, after all that's said and done. After the mark of the beast is come to pass, he's going to come to the cut. You know, on this earth and see what we're doing. So we would have to still be here once people are marked. So again, it could be a matter of maybe a month. It could be in a matter of weeks. Go on, my brother.
This is Job.
Oh no, get what he called for. He called on, what is it, Isaiah 60, not 63, 20.
24.
24, yeah.
His Lord goes into the mirth and
Yeah.
This is Isaiah 24. And I'll start at 4. The earth mourneth and fadeth away. The world languisheth and fadeth away. The haughty people of the earth do languish. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant.
Yeah.
Yeah, so as we already went into, that's Esau Edom. Bringing bare misery and destruction, not only to the people on the earth, but the earth itself. The animals too. Can't forget the animals, man. It's fuck them up. They're in cages and shit. You go to places and you got orcas and also killer whales and swimming around in swimming pools instead of in the oceans, man.
Yeah, just briefly, brother, too, they said that since 1970, most of the wildlife has been depopulated.
Yeah. Listen, remember, this man's made animals extinct.
Yeah.
Like, there's been animals that he's actually just hunted to the point where there's no more. That's crazy, man. That goes to show you his level of terrorism. I'm gonna say it like that. Because, you know, they talk about, oh, we need to find other planets because they're so intent on fucking this place up. Right. They're worried about having to find somewhere else to live on another planet. Imagine that. Instead of just getting your shit together, you want to try and go live on another planet because you're fucking this one up so bad. That's crazy. They're psychos, man.
Verse 6. Therefore have the curse devoured the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and few men left. The new wine mourneth, the vine languisheth, all the merry-hearted do sigh.
Yeah, listen, man. Look around you, and like everyone's in mirth mode. There's another scripture that talks about, it's in Ecclesiastes, it talks about, and you know, it's better to live in the house of mourning.
Oh yeah.
Someone can quickly get that. We can jump back into that.
Ecclesiastes.
And we're in that, you know, not to say that we're walking around heads down, but we understand that it's not joy. It's not the time to be like joyous. We balance it. You know, we try and have a little relaxation, a little bit of fun here and there, a little bit of break. Brother just said he had time off from work. Why not? You've been working hard, man. You deserve that. Yeah. 100%. You know what I mean?
I got it.
But you got it, yeah?
Yeah. Ecclesiastes 7 and 2.
Wait, slack it, really.
You know what you're saying? Because I think it even says, even after laughter, there's sorrow. Man.
Yeah, I've got it here.
Yeah,
We'll get it in the next verse. Next verse.
There's no such thing as eternal happiness.
No way.
No,
It said, Scripture says a wise man scarcely smiling.
Woo!
You know what I mean?
Those are fleeting moments, man. Yeah, go on, bro, read it.
Yeah. Ecclesiastes 7 and 2. It is better to go to the house of mourning than to go to the house of feasting. For that is the end of all men, and the living will lay it to their heart. Sorrow is better than laughter, for by the sadness of his countenance the heart is made better. The heart of the wise is in the house of mourning, but the heart of fools are in the house of mirth.
And that's coming to the understanding, that's due to the understanding of the situation that we're in. This is not heaven for us, this is hell. So we understand that we're under pressure here. We can't move like everybody else. We want the heaven, we want what's coming next. So how can we walk around? And the majority of Jakes don't understand it. And the rest of the world don't. How can we walk around knowing what we know? Skinning our teeth, as Benjamin likes to say, skinning your teeth. We can't be doing that because we understand that, you know, it's not sweet out here. And it's not going to get sweet until we're out of it. So even up to the point of before Yahushua's return, it's still not going to be sweet, man. It's going to be just danger out here. Yeah. You know? And then Yahushua's going to come back, you know what I mean? Once we're in them chariots, that's the sweet time, man.
That's the sweet, yeah.
That's the sweet time because we're going to be looking and watching down. It says that in Revelation, the 15th chapter. We're going to be watching that Babylon up in smoke.
Yes, so when we come out of them chariots, we're gonna be living that sweet life, man. We're gonna be living that soft life.
That's it. 100%. That's it, yeah?
That's it, yeah.
Isaiah 24 and verse 8. The mirth of tabrets ceaseth, the noise of them that rejoice endeth, the joy of the harp ceaseth.
That's right, yeah, man. Listen, that's it. It's gonna come to a point where no one's having fun out there. When they said, remember, when they said Revelation 12 and 2, when that devil starts coming down,
ain't no fun then.
Ain't gonna be fun times. Nope.
But you know who's gonna have fun though? Esau's gonna be having
He's
fun.
gonna be
He's
having
elite.
man. I heard someone say this on a podcast. And they were saying that's why these devils, they call them devils, but it's talking about the devil. They're saying that's why they trying to achieve the maximum wealth and stuff like that. So they can in turn do all the wickedness that they want to do.
That's believable.
You can't do the wickedness that they want to do unless you've got the money and the power and the connection. Yeah. That's why they end up doing all this. You know, well, I'm going to go too deep into all this because of YouTube and all that, but you know where they do all their trafficking and all that kind of stuff, the Epstein business and all that sort of stuff. That comes from them attaining the power and the money.
Yeah.
How
I just want to just briefly say, because it takes money for all of that.
Yeah.
To get all these guns and these bullets, that takes a lot of money, man.
Yeah.
You got to pay people.
It was expensive.
Hey,
Yeah.
I saw this guy talking about footballer, in fact. I can't remember his name now, but he's talking about, you know, he was greeted, I'll tell this as quickly as I can, that he was greeted by this journalist. He said, yeah, I want to have an interview with you next week or whatever. So he met up with him next week. He said, I'm not a journalist. He said, look, he said, if you want to make it to the elite levels, man, you're going to have to do certain things.
Right.
He was talking about how certain footballers out there, as we already know, there's no part of entertainment where this devil doesn't reach.
Right.
He's talking about, you know, men having to, you know, unalive their babies and stuff.
Right. Yeah,
Pour their babies' blood on them and stuff like that. You know, if you want to do it to this level, you make spiritual deals. In 20 years' time,
crazy.
you know, that's it for you. If
Yeah,
you want
like-
to murk somebody else now.
Yeah, like Benjamin would say, right? Like Benjamin would say, yeah,
Yeah.
baby.
Yeah. Listen, but we know that they do all that stuff, right?
Right.
Cannibalism and all that other wickedness, and that's all part of the rituals, man.
Yeah.
So in order to, basically the point I'm making is that, you know, this devil, that's how he establishes, you know, even, that's the point I was trying to get to. He even said the hospitals, God, there's people in the hospitals that are involved in that stuff.
Yep.
So you know,
I believe that.
you could have someone in the hospital, your newborn could be coming out in the hospital. That would be the time.
Right.
Someone's there and they're paid because they have the money, they have the means.
Even your aborted fetuses too.
Yep.
They get into that, man, in the blood.
If you don't want to cooperate, collaborate, there's someone else to get rid of you.
Right.
Yep. I think about 20, right? When this whole 1-9 thing was going on, you know, a lot of family members were talking about how their elderly, you know, relatives were going to the hospital. And there was, you know, there wasn't the best, but they was relatively all right. And next thing you know, they was in the spirit world.
Yeah.
And you know what too?
It's American stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. See, we're not ignorant of his devices, man.
And you know too, a lot of those doctors as well that they you know, that they unalive, right? A lot of those people they sold out too. You know, so in order for you, because really when you check it, right, the way the brotherhood works, let's just say, right, you have access to information that they tell you about, or they give you some kind of authority which is, you know, important to them, and you go and tell all reps and you say certain things. That's when they unalive you. Like they did these sciences as well. It came out. All of these sciences just perished out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Because what they were trying to do, something to maybe have it so that the American people could be told this information.
Right.
You know, so they just bust
Some
up.
cap behind
Yeah, was it about 11 at the beginning of the year?
I think it was about 11 of them.
Yeah, just got knocked off. Yeah.
Yeah, they got knocked off.
That's where they're tracking Fauci through the
Oh, yeah.
system
Yep.
now, because it's come out and they have to escape it.
God. And you know, too, you look at Fauci has to answer too, because he's in too deep. Fauci can't come around and say, oh yeah, well all of this shit was bullshit.
He didn't know what he was getting involved in.
Yeah, what's that?
He didn't know what he was getting involved in, because now,
Yeah.
you know, he's getting on the stand, and he's thinking, fuck, I was there pushing the narrative for you.
Yeah.
Now you're fucking trying to put my head in the noose, man.
Right. Yeah, so
You're throwing him on through me.
yeah, so I mean, you know, that's why he won't. Yeah, you know, people are right. Yeah, it was all bullshit. No. He has to go along with it. And the thing with what they found, what it came out about him is the fact that he killed a lot of babies. He killed a lot of people, man. So you know, he's in too deep. He has to dance to the
So,
tune.
I mean, look, that's the thing, you see. When you're the spokesperson, everyone's gonna have to look at you.
Right.
But really, he was saying what they wanted him to see.
Yeah.
So all the people that was doing all the shit behind the scenes, they're laughing.
Yeah, they laughing. Yeah,
You know?
absolutely.
So like a scripture earlier, it says that they should narrowly look at him,
Yeah.
right?
You got what he was reading, right? Did he give you?
No, he's not before.
Oh, hold it.
Yeah, I got something, bro.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
This is Isaiah, this is Ecclesiasticus, also known as Sirach, chapter 4 and verse 20. It says, observe the opportunity and beware of evil, and be not ashamed when it concerneth thy soul, for there is shame that bringeth sin, and there is shame which is glory and
Yeah, so them devils, man, they're ashamed of themselves for the wrongs that they have committed. And I mean, even though you could say maybe they don't have shame in their heart, like the higher up you go, but certain devils, they have a little shame in their heart. But you know what it's gonna boil down to when all of them demons leave them that they've been conjuring up throughout the years. All of that stuff is gonna come to them, and they're gonna realize all of the shit that they done did to Jake, all of the shit that they done did to people, killing innocent people, shedding innocent blood, all of that, man, drinking blood, all of that's gonna come to a head. You know what I mean? But by then it's gonna be too late. Now they're gonna have to face the music.
Right.
See?
Whatever happens to them, well, whatever. There's a lot of bad things are going to happen to them in the kingdom.
Yeah.
It's going to be fully deserved.
Absolutely.
Fully deserved.
And Cat may want to say, oh yeah, you know, the way you treating Esau is wrong. No, it ain't wrong. It's gonna be fully justified because they did the absolute wrongs that they've done. It's the same thing with us. The reason why we've suffered the way we suffered as a people because of what we did. So the Lord is balancing the scales with us. But once, as a matter of fact, brother, hold what you got. Get me Lamentations 4.
You would never hear us saying that we didn't deserve what we did.
Right. What you're rather gonna hear us say is we deserve it because the Lord is a just count. But yeah, I want you to get me this real quick, brother.
Lamentations chapters 4 and verse
the last couple of verses.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah. I'll start with 21.
Right.
Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwelleth in the land of Oz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee.
Right.
Thou shalt be drunken and shalt make thyself. And the punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion.
Right. So the punishment of our iniquity is accomplished. So the Lord looked at what we've done wrong and put it upon us. The curses, the hell, all of that which encompasses the curses. So our iniquity is no more. That's why things are changing now unto Esau. Go on.
He will no more carry thee away unto captivity.
As it is also written, affliction, what is it? Affliction shall not be a second time. Go on.
He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom.
Right.
He will discover thy sin.
Right. So now Esau's his sin is gonna be discovered. And so now no one can't say, oh yeah, I don't deserve this. No, even Esau's gonna be like, you know what? We fucked up as a people. Even they're gonna realize it, and they're gonna consider in their heart how the fucking nation they was. Oh yeah. They're gonna hate themselves, man. They're gonna loathe themselves for who they became, what they did and what they became.
Hey, some of them already are. You see them on the YouTube
That's
and
true.
they're talking about how they hate. They're ashamed to be white and they hate their own people and shit like that. Because some of them can see morally that they're bankrupt.
Yes, they are. Yeah.
You can't be, you do things and then you want to make excuses or you want to have no accountability when it's right in your face.
Yep.
The truth is right there, but as a nation of people, you're still trying to deny the shit that you've done.
Yeah.
Or make excuses for it. Every time you talk about what they did to us as a people in slavery, they always talk about other people did it.
Right.
What about Islam? What
Right.
about Islam? What about that?
Right.
You're talking about you motherfucker.
Right.
Excuse me. You know what I mean? But you did these things and you did it worse. That's why there's a specific name for how you run things.
Right.
There's no account for, there was always rules and laws to the way you deal with people subjugated. The things you did was just pure evil. Yeah. It goes beyond you. Right?
Yes,
because you're not just using the people to make money, to work for you.
Yeah.
You're using them for your sick pleasure.
Yeah.
You see that in Django, having the man fighting and shit with the dogs and that.
And hanging them upside down and fighting.
No more, but you're still trying to force it.
Right. Now I was gonna just say, because you mentioned Django, like remember how they hanged him up? They hanged him upside down. They cut off his rod.
Yes,
the rest of his bit. Right?
They used to put the rods in the mouth, man. Disgusting.
Yeah.
So they're perverse.
Yeah.
They're perverse people, man.
Precept. Yeah, this is Job 20 and 10. All right, back to
what time is that?
all right. Well, I'm going to bring some more out anyway. His children shall seek to please the poor, and his hands shall restore their goods.
Right.
Can I make a point? So now you've got all these drownings that have been happening in some of these lakes, infamous or famous lakes, that Esau will be getting tortured now anyway. But the Nolan Wells, right, a lot of protesting and uprising. It's not only just Jakes. Now there's a lot of so-called Edomites, which some of them are Jakes, but Edomites actually pushing videos saying that it doesn't add up. And they're fighting for, black people now, So his children shall seek to please the poor, and his hands shall restore their goods. His bones are full of the sin of his youth, which shall lie down with him in the dust. Though he wickedness be sweet in his mouth, though he hide it under his tongue, though he spare it and forsake it not, but keep it still within his mouth, yet his meat in his bowels is turned, it is gall as within him.
Yeah, and if you can't get
That's the side effects of what you reap. It's another way of saying you reap what you sow.
Yeah, he ate, but now his belly's mashed up because of what, it was off. All the things he did, basically.
Yeah.
It's coming back.
Chickens come on through.
Yeah, and if you can too, since you read that, get Psalm 52 in verse. What is it that? What is it? How does it go? What is it? His words are smoother than butter.
Oh yeah, I know the one.
Yeah.
People these guys intent on trying to rewrite history.
Oh yeah.
Now this is Psalms 55 and verse 21. It says, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords.
Yet were they drawn swords. Because remember, as you just read, right, that he hideth, what is it? He hideth the wickedness in his tongue, but it's sweet in his tongue. Because this devil, everything about being evil and wicked is sweet to him. He gets a kick out of it. It's like, again, you can't really help him. Esau can't help be who he is. We can't help but be who we are. So when you're doing something that you're supposed to do, it's sweet to you. So it's sweet for the devil to be the devil. It's sweet for him to just fuck up nature, mess up your life as a result of it, and to see you crying and sighing your eyes out, all that. He gets a kick out of it. And that's another reason why we need the Lord to remove him out of power. Because if you don't, guess what? The Lord gonna die. Because he ain't gonna change. Like, a lot of people think that this man has a heart to change and he can change his way. This nigga is gonna stay the same the way he was before, and he's going even until this current moment in time. Yeah, never trust thine enemy. What is it? And so, how does it go? Never trust thine enemy.
For lack of iron rusted,
so is his wickedness. Yeah, go on, man.
Jeremiah 13 and 23. Can an Ethiopian change his skin?
Absolutely not.
Or the leopard his spots?
Right. You can't. There's another scripture too where it reads, you can't make something
crooked that is straight.
Yeah. Go on, bro.
Jeremiah 13 and 23. Can an Ethiopian change his skin, or the leopard his spots? Then may ye also do good that are accustomed to do evil.
Yeah, Esau's accustomed, and the Most High accustomated him to do evil. Oh yeah, give me Proverbs 16 and 4. Ooh. He's accustomed to do evil. He can't do right. That's just how that's just how the so-called white man is. Like I said, the only thing that's needed to be done is he needs to be shush kebabbed out of power. That's the only thing. Go on, brother.
What's that scripture that talks about he's a vessel created?
Dishonor.
That's what he's made for that.
Are you getting it up?
Yeah, I get it.
All right.
Yeah, I got Proverbs 16 and 4. The Lord have made all things for himself, yea, even the wicked for the day of evil.
Yeah, for the day of evil. And who better to bring the day of evil than Esau? Remember, Jacob's trouble has to be brought by Esau. What other race of people can bring the day of Jacob's trouble other than Esau? Remember, Esau was against Jacob in the womb. So he's going to be against us in them trying times.
And he has the power to do so.
And he has the power to do so. But guess what? Remember, right? He was joking about how you know, the fun is going to stop, right? And he was reading those kind of scriptures. That's going to be the day for the devil to have fun. And guess what? After the devil gets done having fun, who else is going to have fun? The Lord is going to come in between and have fun.
You have to laugh because it's going to be great. Watching the terror on their faces. Knowing, remember, what's it? Wisdom of Solomon,
Right.
5th chapter.
Right.
They're going to see. They're going to see why, you know, we've been through what. They're going to see who the Lord's given them.
Yeah.
Because even though the entire nation of Israel is not going to make it like this, it's the Lord is still dealing with Israel.
Regardless.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Yeah, go on, huh?
Psalms 37 and 8. Cease from anger and forsake wrath. Fret not thyself in any wise to do evil, for evildoers shall be cut off. But those that wait upon the Lord, they shall inherit the earth.
Yeah, so that's what's going to happen with Esau. Esau, once he gets done doing what he got to do, the Lord is going to cut this nigga off. And we're going to come after him in his stead. We're going to rule, and as well as it's written, the meek shall inherit the earth. Because as it is also written too, pride and furious anger was not made for man. And Esau's going to find it out. Because even your own anger can destroy you.
Yep.
Even with men, like it happens all the time. You see, when men get emotional, right, things break, doors break.
Yep.
You know, your mirror breaks, man. You be doing shit. You know what I mean? Like you just want to just fucking break everything to the point where you end up breaking your life.
Yeah.
So what do you think is going to happen with Esau with that frustration? He gonna break his own fucking shit up. He gonna do some shit.
Yeah. Let me read this. I haven't read anything. Job 20 and 22.
And that's why we as men, we gotta hone in our emotions, man.
Right.
We can't get emotional. As a matter of fact, the scriptures talks about that too. If you can't, just real Salaki, brother. Just real quick, get me the book of Proverbs where it speaks about what is it?
Ruler for spirit.
No, yeah, you can get that too, but there's one where it mentions water, right? Holding your water. And if you draw out water, you what is it? You bring contention. Something like that. So someone type in water in contention, it should come up. It's just so true, man. Listen, I'll be a brother to lie to you, man, and tell you I haven't got emotional. I've got emotional a plethora of times. We all got emotional. We've broken things, man. We've done shit, man. You know how it is, man. So that's why we gotta hone that in. Men are gonna, we're gonna get emotional because we're men, but I'm just saying, that's gotta be honed in. Leave that for women, man. Because when a woman gets emotional, it can be destructive to a degree, but not to a degree when a man gets emotional. That shit is not good for us, man. And it's scary too.
People doing life in prison because of one bad moment in their life.
Right. Yeah, it's true, man. A man's emotions can destroy him. They really can. I'm not just saying it, man. Like, hey, I'm in my mid-30s, man. Brothers is older than me, but I've seen shit. I'm young enough and old enough to have seen shit, bro.
And that proves your point because that's why it's more important for us to own our emotions.
Yeah.
Because when a man loses it, it's usually over something that is very important or very deep.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And a man, with the power of man can hold. That's why men dealing with men, you have to be careful how you deal with another man, how you deal with another man. When you're talking, the way you're talking, the way you're moving, because there's always that element of, what's the next step?
Yeah,
violence.
Exactly. Violence, yeah. And that's the thing, and that's another thing. That's why you gotta treat brothers with respect too. Because some brothers come from hardcore life, man. They don't really deal with that too tough, man. Things happen, and if it happens, then that was a lot. Because you shouldn't have did that to that brother. You know what I mean? So it is what it is, man. You're going, brother. And really, that's the way we're supposed to be anyway. Because when you come to serve the Lord, you come as a disciple, remember. And the term disciple associates with the word discipline. Going up. So you can't just be here, coming in your own kind of way with a certain attitude, or you just saying whatever comes in your mind. Like you gotta hold it. You gotta have some kind of decorum, man. Go on, brother.
It's Proverbs 17 and 14. The beginning of strife is as when one letteth out water.
That's the one right there. Read that again.
Proverbs 17 and 14. The beginning of strife is as when one letteth out water.
Right. The beginning of strife is when one letteth out water. What does that mean? Letting out of your emotions. That's when strife comes in. You know, because guess what? Somebody could be emotional and all that. You get emotional. Now y'all both coming to blows. Now y'all are breaking your own cars and shit. You know, you fighting. You want to rush this nigga. You know, grab his head and put it, you know, put his head in the window and break the window and shit. And he want to do the same thing to you. And y'all are bleeding, you know, all together. Like, nah, can't be doing that. When you getting into a brawl. You know what I mean? Niggas like to brawl and shit. You know? Scriptures speak about that, man. Be not a brawler. But that's what happens. That's what happens with men. When men get emotional, man, bullshit happens.
Yep.
You know? A man's emotional will have him even lose whatever good he has. Whether it's, you know, a position at a job, whether it's a relationship, whatever the fuck it is that's good for that man. He's gonna lose that shit, dog. You know? Like you might, let's just say you're a cat, right? And you own a business that's like worth, you know, $100 million or something. You can end up losing your business based off of you going fucking berserk. You know, you spazzing out at your colleagues, your workers, man. You going crazy at them. They don't want to work for you no more. Now your whole entire empire just goes to waste. And that happens a lot of the times too, man. It happens a lot. You know? Yeah, that's what happens. Go on, brother. A whole lot of shit happens, man. Big losses coming when men get emotional. Go on,
It's Proverbs 17 and 14. The beginning of strife is as when one letteth out water. Therefore, leave off contention before it is meddled with.
Yeah, and that's a lesson to you younger brothers out there, man. Like, make sure that you walking with some kind of mental structure. Because when you're mentally out of place, what happens is that your life ends up out of place. Now you're in a fucked up situation, blaming the devil. Oh, the devil done, you know, got me fucked up. No, nigga, you got yourself fucked up. Because you couldn't hold your shit together. You know what I'm saying? You was more thinking emotionally than thinking spiritually.
I've said a lot of times in this truth, man, you gotta learn to take L's, man.
That part.
You can't be jumping into fights and that bullshit anymore, man. You just have to just sometimes smile and walk on. Just move on, forget it. Because we got bigger fish to fry, man.
The vengeance of the Lord.
Yeah.
That's it. And when you think about it too, you know when you get into trouble, right? You feel like shit, man. You know, you got that butterfly feeling in your stomach, and then some shit happening to you, right? You gotta be on. It's like, you know, you could be suspended or whatever, and then all of a sudden, a lot of time is wasted, bro. Like, let's just say you got suspended, like for like 5 months or for 8 months or whatever, or indefinitely. You know how much time you could have spent just doing something constructive while you was in the camp? So you gotta look at that too. And I only talk like that because I don't really like wasting time. So if you just use wisdom on every second, and you hugging your emotions like a man really supposed to do anyway, you could save save yourself from a lot of trouble and save a lot of fucking time. And you can use that time to do something constructive with your damn self. Go on, brother.
It's Romans 12 and 19. Dearly beloved, avenge not yourself, but rather give place unto wrath.
Right.
For it is written, vengeance is mine,
Saith the
and
Lord.
I will repay, saith the Lord.
Yeah, because you can't do shit about nothing anyway. Because even I myself, I have to put myself in this too. Because I remember years ago, I used to walk. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if you brothers peeped it when we was in Waterloo Station days. I was angry with everything, man. I was just a fucking, a man filled with anger. I was an angry vessel. I used to be on the train, man, smoking, stoning, and all of that. You know what I mean? I would come to camp sweating with anger.
Hey, I think
I'm being serious, man.
Maybe not for the newer brothers, but older brothers definitely was like.
Yeah.
Definitely was like coming to this thing.
Yeah, you angry. Like you wanna like knock somebody's melon out. Like, you know, you kinda wanna do that. And then you realize that bro, you can't do anything about anything.
Yeah.
So the best thing to do is to calm the fuck down, chill out, because guess what? You ain't doing shit about nothing. So what's the point of all that energy anyway? You only get emotional if you're gonna do something about something.
Right.
Everything is for everything. Everything has a reasoning for. Right? So if I can do something about this person or whatever, then I can get emotional. But if I can't do anything about it, I need to just fall back. Because all I'm gonna get myself is in a tizzy. I'm gonna, have a mental fallout, blow my fuse, so to speak, and lose my fucking life in the process. Go on, my brother. So everything now has to be calculated. You gotta calculate shit. Go on, we're gonna close out soon anyways, pushing about that time.
Psalms 46 and 10. Be still and know that I am the Most High. I'll be exalted among the heathen. I'll be exalted in the earth.
Yeah, exactly. So we gotta be still. We gotta let the Lord ride this whole thing out. This is his program anyway. Yep. So whatever you want to do, you gotta just fall back, my brother. Because if you do something silly, you're gonna be out the camp. I'm just speaking in general. I ain't speaking about anyone in particular. But even I myself, if I get found out doing something silly and it gets reported, I'm out. Depending on the situation, I'm out of here. So again, I ain't got time to be worrying about all of that. So I gotta just humble down, calm myself the fuck down, and take it one day at a time. Go on.
Verse 11 says, the Lord of hosts is with us. The Most High power of Jacob is our refuge.
Right.
Salah.
Salah, there you go. So the Most High is our refuge. He's our covering. So whatever the Lord is going, whatever we want to happen, the Lord is going to do it anyway. And we pray we pray to the Lord to get our ones exactly. That's how it's supposed to be. Because when Yahweh Shah comes back, we're going to be doing the damage. No, he's going to be doing all of the damage. He's going to be ripping niggas' hearts out. Laying niggas the rest of the way he's going to do. He's going to do that shit. He's going to have the power to do it. We don't have the power to do that.
That's why you can't. That's why, after a while of being in the truth, it's constant learning, isn't it? So you realize that why are you angry all the time? You have to balance your life. All you're doing is mashing up your spirit.
That's all you're doing.
You have to balance it. Yeah, it's all right to be angry sometimes.
Yeah.
You see some bullshit sometimes. You get angry.
Yeah.
But then you have to remember, like the elder was saying, man, it's like the Lord is going to deal with all of this.
Yeah.
We have to be patient. That's what it says in the Revelation, man. The patience, the faith and the patience.
Right.
All the suffering is patience, man.
Yeah. Right.
So we have to wait and see what is bullshit happening around us, knowing eventually that the Lord is going to clean this shit up and put a lot of people to death as they deserve, and put us in our rightful place. So that we have to worry about taking, and we're never going to take L's in the kingdom again.
That's
no more L's, man.
That's a very good point.
Ever. Imagine that. And you said earlier about those you never you're happy then you're sad again, because you don't have constant happiness. There's no eternal happiness. It's only fleeting.
Yeah.
But imagine we don't even know what it's like to be always happy, man.
Yeah. Like brothers may say, well, you gotta be positive, but really, you ain't really positive. You know what I mean? So, in the kingdom, we're going to know what it's like to be constantly on a positive tip. We don't really know that shit. You're going, brothers.
I'm paraphrasing. It says, the scripture says, I'm trying to remember it, I'll try to get it. It says that you should never be beneath, you should always be above.
Yeah, that part.
Yeah, so to have that kind of experience, to be above all the time, that must be a nice feeling. You know what I mean?
This is Psalms 37 and jump down to 38. It says, but the transgressor shall be destroyed together, and the end of the wicked shall be cut off. But the salvation of the righteous is of the Lord.
Right.
He is their strength in the time of trouble.
Right, he is their strength in the time of trouble. So we got to go to the Lord. Whatever we want, we go to Yahweh Shai and pray for what we want. Because we can't do nothing about nothing, man. Let's just say you go and attack the Edomite. You're going to have like maybe 40 cops come storming down to you, man. Putting you down to the floor and shit. You know what I mean? Let's just say you bloodied up an Edomite or whatever, right? That's the treatment you're gonna get. Then they're gonna put you in the back of the truck and they even beat your ass some time or another. put you in the precinct. Now you got to do time on that. Now you got to go, do this court case. Before you know it, you wouldn't wasted all of this time, and most of that time is going to be sent towards you going to the official jail system.
What did Yahweh Shah say to Peter when they come for him?
Right.
So that wasn't the time. That wasn't the time
Brilliant
for the sword,
point.
man. There's a time for that. It says in Ephesians, there's a time for war, there's a time for peace. Right now, we're about the spiritual warfare. That's our war, spiritual. Because everything that the prophets are doing, right, that's the reason why the earth is getting fucked up and Esau's losing its power.
In the first place.
Because of what the prophets are out here have been commanded to do by the Lord. It's the spiritual battle.
Yeah. And I like that you mentioned that, and that also proves that's why we don't really gotta be so fucked up, because it's like things are getting done the way we see fit. Yeah. This world is changing for the greater works. People are starting to get real biblical now. Why they get real biblical now? Because they watching our videos. And why they watching our videos? Because they wanna get some sense of spiritual hope. Because there ain't no hope in this world. So they want to resort to watching us. Before, we was just guys you could just walk past, like we ain't saying anything. But right about now, the world ain't giving the people that zest. So now they need some spiritual upliftment while they watch us. And they could watch us as much as they can. They're not going to get what we're saying anyway, because they're not of the elect. Now, some of them could, but most of them ain't going to get what we're saying. Yeah, read them precepts, bro.
I got one here.
And I'll just quickly say that the battle is already won.
The battle
that's
is already
the
won.
point at the end of the day. Like the future, the past, the present, and the future is in the Holy Bible.
That's it.
So we already know how it ends.
Yeah. And that's another reason why we could just chill. We could relax and be still and know that the Most High is who He is.
That's beautiful, because as you said before, we say all the time that there's a Lord is a man, He doesn't lie.
Yeah.
And everything is written in the scriptures. Zephaniah 3:8. Therefore wait upon me, saith the Lord, until the day that I rise up to the prey.
Right.
For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them my indignation, even all my fierce anger, for all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy.
Yeah, and remember too, raise vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. So again, the only man that can have that anger in his heart really is Yahweh Shah. Why? Because he's gonna have the power to actually unleash his anger. And plus it's gonna fulfill, of course, prophecy. To do away with this system and with that same anger, he's gonna have to remember mercy. Alright? So even anger is for a purpose too. And Yahweh Shah is gonna have all of that anger for the purpose of doing just all of those things I've said. You know what I mean? Because we need help. We need support. We need that physical power to be literally with us, for us to transform and literally transition from this world to the next world, man. I tell you what you do.
Some of you.
Huh?
You say some of you get revelation in the first chapter.
Yeah. And then someone can get 2nd Ezra 6 and 9 too. But start with verse 6 to verse 7. And that's the ultimate thing right there. Like when it was written, the book of Revelations, John the Revelator himself, he pretty much saw the vision of Yahweh Shah's return. He saw the ships, and he saw what people were able to see on earth, that every eye shall see him.
Oh.
So a grandiose return is coming of the Lord himself. Go on, brother. As a matter of fact, read what the officer said first. And you know the Lord is going to show too. The Lord is going to show that the so-called black man and the so-called Latino Native American Indian are the real Israelites. That's going to be statement here on this earth. And all of the lies that were told about us is going to be eradicated from off the face of the earth. And it's going to be well known that even the Most High is a so-called black man. That's going to be well known.
All that myth about them JOOs
to rest.
Still out here fronting, everybody already knows, and still trying to uphold this lie that you're the children of Israel.
Right.
Come on, man. There's nothing about you that says that you are the Most High's chosen people, man. Nothing.
Right.
Everything they've done to attain that and to keep that going is is by deceit and wars and theft.
Yeah.
And, you know, but the Lord has allowed that.
Right. And you know, too, it's funny you mentioned that, right? Because when I was where I was at, right, it was two women that was probably like maybe about 40. But you know, Edomite women, man, they age like
milk.
Yeah, they age like milk. They don't age pretty good. So they were young women, but they just look old, right? So they both came up to me, and one of them mentioned, yeah, you know, they can't be the people of God. They can't, because that's what she was thinking I'm teaching. You know what I mean? And then I said, I said, oh yeah, well maybe they ain't the people. So she beautifully corrected me and said, no, they ain't the people. You know what I'm saying? Something along those lines, anyway. And you know, I was saying,
you was being subtle with that, right?
Yeah, I was to a degree.
So
Yeah, I was.
Subtle.
Yeah, because I didn't know if they were.
With
Yeah, so she says that too. She said, well, yeah, you gotta be diplomatic.
This is Revelation 1, verse 7. Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him. Even so, amen.
Yeah, all of the nations, man, every single soul on this earth is going to wail because of the return of the Messiah. So it's not going to be no happy, good day. So where the Lord is going to come, and he's going to come with this long, dorky, stringy hair with the blue eyes, and he's coming with a soft presence, and he's going to tell everybody, stand and hold each other's hands wherever you're at, and there's going to be passed around roses and all kinds of, rap.
Singing hallelujah.
There's pictures of that. And, I've seen paintings, you got people who rule the dead nations,
Right.
and they're wearing their typical attire that they'd wear and all that shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's not going to be like that, man. We can get on them shit as well, man. Woe to you that, what is it?
Right,
Desire the day of the Lord, man.
Right. Yeah, you go see people holding hands.
What's that saying itself, man? It's terrible times, man.
I remember when I was a boy at school, they used to sing this song, Kumbaya, Kumbaya.
That's our people's song anyway.
Yeah, you see?
That was our people's song in slavery.
Right.
When they still remember, when they actually still remember.
You see?
Yahweh Bar Shem Yahweh.
Right. Like there was this one song, right, that famously came out, and all those celebrities sung it, man. We are the world.
Yeah.
We are the children. You know, that bullshit, man. Yeah, that was all propaganda. Yeah, so when the Lord get back, we're going to see something quite contrary to what we were taught. Go on.
And it talked about the clouds, man. Them clouds are chariots.
Right.
See, these Christians and that, and just people who don't understand, they actually believe that he's just going to be floating down through the clouds. And how much I could do that. Right? But we have technology. There's celestial technology, which are the chariots. We see them. We've seen them many a time. Not to be boastful, it's not boasting. It's the
So a couple last week in my garden.
So we see them, brothers see them. Sometimes you don't see them for a long time. And then you see them in multitudes. But he's coming back with an army of chariots, right? Army of angels, and they're about to decimate. And it says that all the earth, man, shall wail, man. Because why? Because they know that they've been living a lie. They've been treating the Lord's people. They've been crucifying the Lord, in many different ways. Being wicked and evil and all that sort of stuff. So it's time to pay for all that.
Yeah.
People understand karma.
Oh, absolutely. Especially the so-called white man.
Yeah, they understand it. They know it's true. You know you can't just keep doing shit and get away with it. Eventually it's going to come back to you.
Yeah.
And that's what that is.
This is Sirach 35 and verse 18. For the Lord will not be slack, neither will the mighty be patient toward them, till he have smitten in sunder the loins of the unmerciful, and repaid vengeance to the heathen, till he have taken away the multitude of the proud, and broken the scepter of the unrighteous.
Right, and broken the scepter of the unrighteous. Because what is a scepter? A scepter is something you hold to solidify your kingdom. So Esau's power is going to be smitten. Go on.
Verse 19. Till he have rendered to every man according to his deeds, and to the works of men according to their devices, till he have judged the cause of his people.
Right, and that's another king point too. Until he have judged the cause of his people. Doesn't it also read that he have a controversy with Zion? So that's the case that he hasn't let go. So the Most High has a bone to pick with the so-called white man.
Right.
So this so-called white man, he has a whole lot to look forward to, just like we do, right?
Yep.
But he has a whole lot of bad to look forward to. That's the difference. Go on, brother.
And made them to rejoice in his mercy.
And made them to rejoice in his mercy. We're going to rejoice in the mercy of the Yahweh Shai. And part of that, part of our rejoicing is going to be able to actually, you know, with a double-edged sword, so to speak, to get down and dirty.
Yep.
With a, you know, just with a lack of words. You got to be PC nowadays. Yeah. But Yahweh Shai is going to do a lot of hurt first. Though. That's the main thing. You see what time is
But
it?
he deserves. He
Okay.
deserves it, man. He deserves it. Just
Yeah.
like same way Yahweh Shai, he's gonna. That's why he gets he gets to have his vengeance first.
Yeah.
We're gonna be kicking ass in the kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
So he's gonna have to get. That's why I said. What did he say? Read that again.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Got it in there.
So Revelation 1, verse 7, behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him.
They also which pierced him. So the same dudes that, you know, had him on the cross, pierced him, you know, they're alive. They're
Yeah.
alive today, man. And he has a controversy with them.
Yep.
Pay for what they did back then. So that goes to show you how I don't forget, man. No, he ain't just coming back to just deliver. He's coming back for his own purpose.
Yeah.
You know, he was humiliated.
Yes, he sure was. And the amount of pain he had to deal with for 3 hours. Man, listen, man. Esau don't know what's coming down the pipe. He has no fucking idea. And these jackass, low-level, base-headed, air-headed Christians, they don't get what's coming down the pipe. They have no understanding. When Yahweh Shai comes back, man, it ain't he just was joking about it. He ain't coming back with no rose. He ain't coming back to command all people to hold fucking hands. What he's gonna come back and do, bro, is he's gonna lay a lot of niggas to rest. And a lot of blood is gonna be shed. That's in Revelation 14.
Yeah, somewhere.
I got something here which is touching. Isaiah 53 and 7. He was oppressed and he was afflicted, yet he opened not his mouth. He was brought as a lamb to the slaughter, and his sheep before her shearers is dumb, so he opened not his mouth.
Yeah, and that's a good point because, like I said, he was humiliated. And I can't lie, I nearly got emotional. I had to rein myself in. It's the things that he did to Yahweh Shai, and he kept stum, as they say. He said not a word, man. Why? Because he knew what his role was, man.
Yeah. And you know what too? I'm gonna try and make this real briefly. When you always think about Yahweh Shai, what he went through, you almost get emotional and you shed tears.
Yeah, 100%.
It just never felt.
You know, and all for the sake of what? So we could have repentance in our sins, man, and be able to make it. So it was all about. If he didn't do that, man, the Lord could have just put us away as a people. The Lord have mercy. Things that Yahweh Shai had to go through, man, they're not depicted in the scriptures how happened, man. Because we're not privy to know that, man. But you know, we're going to know all those things. We're going to know all those things what happened. There'll be stories to be told. There's stories, not stories as such, but there's truths that happen that we don't even know about, that we don't know about. Not everything's in the scriptures, man. You know, what's that movie that came out? The Passion of the Christ.
Passion of the
They
Christ.
tried. Give them that. They tried to show it, even though they use the Edomites still. But they tried. I believe that Jim Caviezel was a J.
Oh, come on.
But
You
they
already
tried.
know.
They tried to depict how wicked it was, but they wasn't even close.
Yeah, Jim Caviezel. Yeah, he was an Israelite. Come on now. Yeah,
It was really.
and he played it well too. Played his role very well. Yeah, who's reading?
This is Isaiah 42, And 13. The Lord shall go forth as a mighty man. He shall stir up jealousy like a man of war. He shall cry, yea, roar. He shall prevail against his enemies.
Yeah, he shall prevail against his enemies. Who are his enemies? All of these other nations are his enemies. He's going to take all of these empires down, man, and break them down to nothing, break them down to dust, and set up his own kingdom. Daniel chapter 2 goes into that. Go on.
Yep.
But the numero uno enemy of the Lord is this so-called fucking white man. Go on.
Verse 14. I have long time holden my peace. I have been still and refrained myself. Now will I cry like a travailing woman.
Right, now he's going to cry as a travailing woman that's pregnant, that's get ready to give birth, and her water's breaking. Go on.
I will destroy and devour at once.
And so he's going to destroy and devour at once. It's kind of like a lion does with its prey. Once a lion grabs you up, man, that's your ass, man. Once it grabs your neck, especially, and it suffocates you, and you're dead, guess what? You're going to be left but skeletal remains. That's what's going to be left of you, skeletal remains. So once Esau gets done with this damn dough, he ain't coming back in the pound no more. It's going to be over and out for Esau.
You said enough, but yeah.
Absolutely, man.
Oh, someone from Isaiah 64 is, you know, like we're getting into, and he's not. He was in a second.
Yeah.
He's not coming back on some light shit.
Nah.
It'll be like, you know, them chariots, man, gonna be obliterating.
Yep.
Obliterating them angels, man. And he's gonna use some of the elects, man.
Mm-hmm. And Michael's good. You know Michael's gonna do this.
Yup. Terrible times, man.
Terrible.
This is the book of Revelation. No, you want to get yours first. No, the one you called for. Okay. Revelation 2 and 26 to 28.
Mm-hmm.
And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations.
Mm-hmm.
And he shall rule them with a rod of iron, as the vessels of potter shall they be broken to shivers.
Yeah, that reminds me of what is it, Jeremiah 51:3. I will break in pieces the nations, and thou will become my battle axe and weapons of war. Mm-hmm. So Yahweh Shah is going to soup us up for that. But we have to endure all so that we can afford the prize, and the prize is these other nations. And that's what we was getting into before. Because what these nations are going to do, they're going to make us look pretty, man. They're going to build our wonderful palaces. Even our walls are going to be the walls of praise and salvation. Right? Even the roads are going to be paved with gold and beryl. We just read about that, right? So we're going to be looking wonderful. We're going to be looking brilliant. Excellent. Go on, brother.
Yeah, it's going to take time, man. I mean, think of all the things that has to be thrown down. Yeah, I said that, you know, it will be thrown down. Everything's got to go.
It's got to go.
So
now, I just want to just say real quick, because we're not going to use Esau's build to build on our kingdom. Fuck that. This shit got to go down, man. We're going to build from scratch.
Yep. The beauty of it is that we're going to have eternity to do so. So we're going to sit back, watch these niggas, because they're going to be the new niggas, by the way. Just, you know, break everything down and build it back up how we want it.
That's right. That's right. And even if we gotta sleep outside, then there's so be, man. And even outside, it's gonna be sleeping. You might not even want to leave outside. All of them beautiful birds, it's gonna be on you, man, and all that, man. Shit. Go on, man.
As soon as you said that, the bird just chirps a second ago.
Yeah.
See there again? That's Aria, bro. That's Aria.
Like, just imagine you on the floor, right? And it's nice and soft on the floor.
Yeah.
And then you open your eyes and your ears and shit. And you hear them beautiful birds just chirping, and you see one. And it's got like a bright blueness to it. It's beautiful.
Everything's going to be beautiful because our minds are going to be at rest.
That's right. That's right.
You know, once our minds are at rest, there's nothing to worry about. What doesn't matter how long anything's going to take.
Right. That's right. Even if it take you 2 months to build yours, and it's going to be quick too, because you're going to have a plantation of motherfuckers, right? You may have like 20,000 motherfuckers build your palace for you. Like even right now, you got people constructing. It's only about 40 people, and quite a bit gets done in a matter of time.
Yeah.
And like maybe about 5 months or so. It should be getting done. So just imagine you got 20,000 people working on your palace or your end. That's just gonna get done quick. Go on.
This is Isaiah 63 and verse 1. Who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Bozrah?
Is there any more now? Is that the one you called for? Okay, come, go on.
With dyed garments from Bozrah, this that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength. I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save.
No, you got it.
Yeah, man, because that represents the bloodshed that's going to occur. Not literally Yahushua having blood on him, man. You think he's going to come and have blood on him? No way. Nah, man. It's like read it.
Yeah, so it says, who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Bozrah? This is the glorious, that is glorious in his apparel.
Yeah, glorious in it. So he's coming back new. He's coming brand new. Remember how we talked about, I think last week, about how Yahushua, how they dealt with him, man. He was in his shame, man. He was showing himself when they put him on the cross. Yeah. Everything was exposed.
You kind of remind me of that song, brand new shit. Kanye West.
Oh yeah. Brand new. Yeah. But yeah, he's coming back brand new, man. Fresh to death. Fresh to put people to death.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that and it says, what does it say?
It says, this that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in his greatness of his
strength, man. Them chariots, once again. So he's coming back with full. Remember, we're talking about the Son of the Lord of Hosts.
Absolutely. The second spirit that was ever created.
Right. So he's gonna come back with all them chariots, man. Right? Decimation. Pure decimation. You've seen the movies, the likes of Independence Day and what's that one? War of the Worlds. War of the Worlds was, for me, the way they was putting them niggas to death in that film was just, that was a good depiction in my opinion. They were just turning people to dust and shit. Yeah. Right. You see the panic, people running here, they're running into each other. Right. Man, everyone's going crazy, man.
And too, brother, just to correct you a bit more, because decimate, right? Decimate means 10th. The 10th. So the Lord is going to annihilate these niggas. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I hear you. Yeah, annihilation is in the way. Rightfully so. Because, first of all, what you've done to Yahushua, what you've done to Lord's people, what you've done to the earth, there's a lot to pay for. We've always said this, man. Yeah. The devils have got a lot to pay for. Can't just get, can't just ride off into the sunset. Right. Yeah, sorry about that.
Right. Yeah, sorry about that. You just did something. You didn't mean to do like it was a great mistake. No, nigga.
But that's how they want us to feel about it. Yeah, that was the past. Get over it.
Yeah.
But listen, these things are passed down, man. Spiritually.
It is.
Yeah. We can't get away from that. That's what they don't understand why we can't. We talk about things that didn't actually. They talking about generationally, reincarnation. Some of them did happen. Some of these things did happen to us. Right. But they don't understand why we have such a connection to it. Because they don't treat us like, if it was anybody else, I'd understand. But they don't treat us like human people.
And too, it's in them really when you check it, because remember, it's been happening to us for years. And they've had us under subhuman conditions, and they've been projecting that kind of notion that we're second-class citizens, we're subhuman. So that's kind of ingrained them in a way. But guess what? Slowly but surely, as time progresses, they're looking at us. They're gonna have to look at us as human beings, man.
You're gonna look at us as more than that.
But more than that, though, when Yahushua gets back, yes.
We're in the kingdom. We're gonna know that we're better than that. Just human beings.
Right.
Spiritual beings.
That time, isn't it? Yeah. All right, so we'll close out giving all of the praises and the glory to the Most High and the Son.
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, B'Kadash.
And double honors to the elder apostles of the great known stone, and to include the elder bishops on down to the tall that's wonderfully well through the Holy Spirit. And onto the elect, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, 144,000. Shalom.
Shalom.
Yeah. Let's line up.